to be of much value.
Oh, well, he's got the headphones, and that's the main thing. Now, we can tell you North Adelaide have won the toss here at Football Park, kicking with the breeze, which is going to the lake end, and very important to get away to a good start. So North Adelaide have done the right thing early, and they will be kicking to the lake end.
Yes, well, Big Easter last Sunday was fantastic. Of course, Jarman McIntosh was brilliant in the centre of the ground. So there's a few players around, as you mentioned. Young Danny Morton, you highly regarded him as a real McGarry medal chance. Of course, Gerkie's also in there. Big Herbert's in there as well. So it's shaping up to be a pretty good game. And Chris McDermott's had a fantastic season as his first-year coach, and he'd be wanting to do well.
A couple of McGarry medalists out there. In fact, McIntosh has won 2. Brenton Phillips has won 1. Back in 1993, so the two teams are, well, it should be a contest. That's the main thing. North Adelaide on a bit of a roll, and Norwood 10 from 10, the perfect score.
Yes, and I was wrong. Big Roses in Bloom has gone into the ruck.
Okay, here we go for the start of the game. A big night of football. After this, we've got Fremantle, Port Adelaide, the Port Power. Good bounce too, like to see that. Up goes Eastor. Brings it down now towards Harvey, who had a big game last week, his second back. Works it up towards centre half forward. The mark's been taken by King. So Norwood straight into attack. West is calling for it. Should have a height advantage over Saunders. Out comes West, but the ball drops short. Going through them was Smart. North Adelaide now through the big fella there, number 1. Let's check who number 1 is. This is Chris McDermott. They go out wide. Away goes Davis on the right boot. Up towards Sanford. The 229s. Bowman's there. So too Sanford. I said McDermott's big. He must have put some weight on. Bowman tries to clear from centre half back. Goes out wide. An opportunity for Norwood there. The ball's dropped by Pitt. The boundary line might win out. In fact, it does. It goes out of bounds. A pretty scrappy start on the far side.
Yes, well, a very good opening to this game. No score. We're 3 or 4 minutes. We're only 1 minute into this first quarter, and the ball is on the outer side. Big fella Eastor up against number 29 out there is Big Sanford. Throw the ball in, down on the outer side. Little Noonan gets hold of the football. He gives it out to Harvey. He over to Pitt. He goes onto the left foot, down to the half-forward flank. Big fly over to there. And the umpire awarded the free. Beautiful mark there by the Roses in Bloom. Shaping up Wills is pretty good early. Very good ruck work early.
He's a good player, Rico. They come out wide to Viney. Can't get over McDermott. Haven't seen him play in a North Adelaide jumper. I haven't seen him play at all. Up towards Bowman. The mark's been cut off there by Eastor, and away goes Jarman. Jarman on the right leg. Looking for Harvey. He's a player they must man up on. Harvey up towards West, who's just a little bit slow. Made good position in the end. It spills free. Smart can't do much with the foot. He dives on top of it. Phillips on top of him. And we'll see a ball up 55 out. Any positional changes made, JC, for Norwood?
No, Norwood sort of lined up as usual. It's just Molly has replaced O'Brien at full forward, so that's the main. And Stevie Daniels, will find, is lined up at full back too.
Down goes the football at centre half forward. Big Roses in Bloom gets the ball down to King, and he forces it forward. And Malloy out beautifully in front of Hollett and takes a mark about 35 metres out. No score at the moment. Nearly 2 minutes into the first quarter here. Beautiful conditions down at Football Park. Harvey's killing them. Only 2 minutes in, and Malloy right on the 50-metre line, and he's going to come in and shoot for the first goal. No score here at Football Park. Beautiful conditions, I mentioned. The umpire's holding it up. I think there's a blood rule. One of the players is coming on, Gerkie. Just a little bit of a knock to the face. And, golly, they take their time, don't they, boys? Number 28 comes onto the ground there in Kellett. But it really does stop the game. Malloy about 35 metres out. Chris McDermott is organising his charges there, standing the mark. 35 metres out. He's a pretty good kick, young Malloy, as you mentioned before, David. He's got the shaved head with the little goatee beard. Not much of him. Comes in. 35 metres out. Pretty deliberate when he comes in. Fires the ball right up into the 10. I think the goal umpire shifted across to his right, and he's missed just to the... No, he hasn't. The umpire says all clear, 1 goal. And there's the first goal brought up by Norwood. And as the players run in, big Jimmy West comes in and says, well done, son. Norwood 1 goal, North yet to score.
In the 5AA football, thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7, and a good kick too into the breeze by Malloy. Probably one of his strong points is kicking.
Yeah, definitely a good start for Malloy, obviously replacing O'Brien, who's injured, and the perfect start for him. If he wanted to do anything, he would have liked to kick the first goal, and he's done that. So.
Okay, back in the centre now. North Adelaide need to score. They're going towards the lake end. The tap down was good. Kick forward and up towards Pitt, who clears from centre half back. Not a bad kick too. Now Morton got the earlier kick for North Adelaide. Davis gets it well out to Phillips. Phillips on the far side. We mentioned he won a McGarry medal back in 93. Up towards half forward. Putting up one hand was Sanford. McCormack tried to crash the pack. Umpire's paid a free kick. It's going to Big Sanford. Important part of North Adelaide's forward line. Formerly a centre half back. He came from Collingwood. There's his right boot. Up towards Parker, who jumped early. Couldn't quite take the mark. Fleming went to ground. Eastor tried to work it out to a teammate. McCormack, good hands. Comes out wide now to Tyson. What a season he's having. And away goes Tyson. Up towards centre half forward. 2-on-1. Downsborough couldn't take it. The ball spills free. They dive on top of it. Kellett, the man that Rick said just came on, holds it in the area. And we'll see a ball up just forward to centre, favouring Norwood. The end they're kicking, which is a corporate box end.
Yes, a great start by Norwood, kicking one goal into, probably worth a couple of goals down to the northern end. Down goes the football, up they fly. The Big Roses just pushes out Downsborough, comes to Harvey. Over the top there is Tyson. He pushes the ball around and stacks on the mill. Well, it's a very, very good start by Norwood. If they can get another couple of goals in this first quarter, they're going to be very, very hard to beat. The umpire takes the footy. There they are, Big Downsborough's there. Roses in bloom, down she goes. Up they come. Downsborough gets his hand to the football, pushes it down to number 9 there in young Morton. He pushes the ball right down. They're not going anywhere. He's as quick as silver, but McIntosh says, hey, you're not going anywhere, son. Over the top comes Rowe and stacks on the mill again. And I think that's probably, David's going to be a fairly important part, because North Adelaide just moved the ball out with that handball, and Norwood be wanting to stop that.
Samsung scoreboard 5 minutes in. Norwood lead 6 points. North Adelaide yet to score. Two rivals. Up goes Rosenboom. Brings it out wide. Away goes Timmy Davis from centre half back. Wobbles one up towards half forward. In pursuit now is Sanford. With him Bowman. The kick wasn't all that good and goes out of play on the far side.
Rosenboom already having a strong contribution around the ruck work. He's certainly finding the on-balls for North Adelaide, so Norwood are going to have to really work hard around the packs.
Bit of time in the reserves too, so good to see him back in the A's. That's where he belongs. Up goes Sanford. Brings it down. Snared there by Obbs and darts away from the pack. Centres play. Brings it up to the true centre position. Collins did well. And the Crow member takes the mark. So North Adelaide a real chance here. They go up wide. Out comes Fleming. He's about 10 metres away from his opponent. That was Parker. Goes in board to Dan Toshia, who doesn't miss a beat. Finds Harvey. Harvey doesn't waste any time to Tyson, and Tyson takes the mark.
Beautiful take there by Tyson in the centre of the ground. He's shaping up to be a very, very important party. Handballs off to Dan Toshia. Down the outer side wing and up they fly. Over the top comes Pitt. He's played fantastic football so far for the year, the former Collingwood man. It comes out to Harvey. He's killing them. Over to King. King over to Jarman. Here they come. He fires the ball into centre half forward. What can Jimmy West do? No, he can't. It's punched away from that player there. Rowe in after the ball. What a great player he is. Over to Viney. Viney gets it over to Saunders, and he streams down the centre of the ground.
Saunders up towards Collins, who's running against the tide. Did it well. Caught one high from Pitt. The umpire unsighted. It's got to come back. There'll be a bounce up right on the 50-metre line for North Adelaide. Very small crowd here at the moment. Not a lot of noise, but pretty good start by North. They lead 1 goal. North Adelaide yet to score.
Yeah, certainly a good start by both sides.
Comments there, special comments from the Norwood star last year. He won the best and fairest, as we see Morton, who's had 3 or 4 early possessions on the left boot. He's been in sensational form. The Samsung scoreboard, 7 minutes gone. North Adelaide 1 point, Norwood 1 goal.
Yes, I must say that you've been building him up for weeks. I'm really looking forward to seeing the young fella. You've been saying that he's really quick. 1 goal to Norwood, 1 point to the Roosters. Dan Toshio's got hold of the football, where the umpire's going to come in and say, hurry up, Jerry. Let's go, son. He fires the ball into centre half back. Up they fly. Eastor pushes the ball forward. Here's Tyson again. He'll give it off to Jarman. He'll do something with it, the old Jars, and he puts it out into the open spaces. But unfortunately, the Roosters have got 2-1 out here as Collins comes out and picks it up. Over the top to Harvey. Harvey just brushes him aside. Bad kick then by Collins. It goes to Obbs. He streams away, and look at the fella go. Right down there to King, and he's shaping up. Wills is a great player tonight.
Great players. King at 55 out. Goes short. There's McIntosh. Good strong hands, Macca. Don't see him take too many overhead marks, and he'll have a shot for goal from 45 out on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, Macca there, he's almost caught out of position, but just his pure upper body strength just helped, and his strong hands just made it look too easy.
I was going to say, he's up against a pretty good player there, the Magarey medalist and Stix Phillips, and he wouldn't be happy with that.
No, they could have exchanged medals there. They both won one. Now McIntosh will kick from 45 out and test him. He drops a metre every year, and he's been playing for about 15 years as Gary McIntosh. Kick, not bad off the boot. The wind starts to get hold of it. It lands, in fact, it makes a distance. A point to Norwood. They move to 1 goal, 1-7 on the Samsung scoreboard. The Roosters, 1 point.
Yeah, pretty critical turnover there by North Adelaide on the wing, and with Obbs, he's pretty quick, and you can't sort of make those mistakes against Norwood, otherwise they'll make you pay every time.
8 minutes into the first quarter, Norwood go out to 1 goal, 1-7 to North Adelaide, kicking with the 3-goal breezes. Down the centre they go. Good mark out there by number 11, which is young Troy Lehman. Very good player since coming back from the Brisbane Bears. He fires the ball down to the outer side wing. They're pushing and shoving. The big fella there in Sanford gets hold of the football, but it's got Jarman again out to the outer side. I fair dinkum, he's a beauty, that Jarman. 39 is king, and he sees it, goes inside. There's the ferret in row. He breaks away for the ball, just fires it up in the air. Let's hope West can get underneath it. He does. He pushes the ball down there. Good work by Malloy. Over the top, though, it's good work there by Morton, and here he goes. Beautiful work out to Noonan. Here they go. They're coming out the Roosters to Davis. He fires the ball down to centre wing, but a poor kick then. Big Downsborough mops up, and Norwood will come away with the footy.
As it's Stephen Rowe at centre wing, grandstand side, works it up to Malloy. Malloy should mark and does. Gee, that was a confidence booster there, JC. He really did lead hard for that one.
Yeah, it's a great lead. Another critical turnover, though, by North Adelaide in the centre. I think it was Wintle there, just fumbling a hand pass, and Malloy may make him pay now.
Glenn Malloy, normally a thumping kick. That's no exception. Lands right in the square. Up went the big Rosenboom. Couldn't take it. It spills free. Off hands, goes through for a point. Norwood 1 goal, 2-8. The breeze dropping here to at Footy Park. Conditions almost perfect. North Adelaide 1 point on the Samsung scoreboard.
Yeah, again, Malloy just a bit too far out for that shot. He got onto it quite well, but probably would have been better maybe just centering in front of the goal square.
Saunders got hold of the football. He sees Morton, the speech to the racehorse, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this young fella. He's marked it in the back pocket. Looks further afield, and there's an easy player there coming up. It's young Troy Lehman. Well, North Adelaide are going to have to work the ball. I would have thought that they would have been kicking with the breeze. They're almost working the ball very, very hard indeed as number 28 streams out there, and it's young Kellett. He pushes the ball down to the centre of the ground. But a good mark there by Big Eastor, and relieves the pressure. Jarman again. He's just getting touches at will at the moment over to Rowe. Rowe gives it to the big fella in Downsborough. Bad kick across centre half forward. And I think the Roosters are going to get out of this. But over the top, there he is, Noonan again, really fighting hard. It goes to ground, not like young Timmy Noonan. And Malloy's there, right over. He really looks like he's really enthusiastic tonight, Malloy. Kicking the ball into that full forward line. Big Jimmy West is the focal point. But Malloy's the foil down there, playing particularly well in this first quarter.
Earlier winners today, Woodville West Torrens won by 5 points, South by 74. The Western Bulldogs beat St Kilda by 17. Essendon broke their run and they won by 83 points. The ball went centre half forward for the Redlegs. North Adelaide defence under some sort of pressure. They try and bulldoze their way through. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball up. And the other game, the important one, Adelaide Crows went down at Cardinia Park by 56 points.
Yes, the Crows struggled down at Cardinia Park once again. A bit disappointing.
Down goes the football. They were poor as piddle, though they were today. They were shocking in the last quarter. Over comes the football to Rowe. What's he going to do with it? Oh, he's gone to the left, I think, as the umpire comes back in. But no, it's all joy. It's all joy for Rowe. And Norwood have brought up their second goal. And, well, Jason, they're playing like winners at the moment.
Yeah, they are playing well. I think North Adelaide have had just as much as the ball, but they're just breaking down a bit across centre half forward there. So it's important that they try and keep moving the ball well. And Jarman's been dominant, and also Harvey's been excellent in his first 10 minutes. You
don't sound so surprised. Playing like winners, they've won 10 out of 10. Well, you expect them to play like losers?
No, well, I was half expecting North Adelaide. You've been building them up. The 2 goals. I would have thought that North Adelaide, as they go back to the centre, 12 minutes into the first quarter, 2-2-14 to North Adelaide. The Roosters only 1 point. Down she goes. Up goes the Big Roses. Gets the footy down. Jarman's killing them over to McDermott. He'd be worried at this particular point of time, and it goes down forward. Bowman mops up over to Jerry Dantosha. How many times have you seen this? Out to Pitt, and he's been a star. 2-2-14 to 1 point. They're just chipping the ball around. They're giving them a lesson here, JC.
Yeah, certainly Norwood in control, and certainly Pitt and Bowman and Jerry Dantosha are definitely the strength across the back line.
The kick comes up towards centre wing. North Adelaide are under pressure. Can they clear? It's McDermott, the old campaigner, feeds off to Lehman. A lot of people think he'll pole well in the McGarry this year too. Up towards centre half forward. The boomer crashed down Bowman, but it's Eastor like a rover. Did well. Here's a couple of speedsters. Hodges and also Obbs on the far side. Hodges holds on to Obbs. The umpire says play it on the advantage. The free kick was there. Norwood going to attack up towards Malloy, who used the body well. Out comes West. With him Saunders. Jarman cleverly off the ground. Up towards Harvey. Should be a walk-in goal, and it is. And Norwood now starting to streak North Adelaide. 3-2 into the breeze. The Roosters 1 point on the Samsung scoreboard. You're listening to 5AA football thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7.
Yeah, excellent attacking football by Norwood. They just kept moving the ball forward. Obbs didn't waste any time on the wing there when he got the free kick. Just took off straight away, and Jarman was creative with his kick off the ground. Harvey running strong always as ever, and finished it off in the goal square.
I know it's only early, but kicking with what I thought was 3 or 4 goal breeze, the Roosters are going to have to do something. They've only got a young side. 14 minutes into the first quarter, 3-2-20 to a point, kicking with the breeze as the football goes down. Eastor does what he likes, over to McIntosh, to Jarman. It's a training run here at the moment. Jimmy West goes down to him, pulled out, it was with Downsborough, over to Viney. Now, come on, boys, see what you can do as it comes to Davis. He streams away down to the outer side to Troy Lehman. Now, what can he do, the speedster? He goes to the outer side to centre half forward, up they fly. Bowman's been fantastic down there as he is. McCormack brushes through. He just knocks them straight apart, split them like a pea, over to Jarman. I wish someone would stand him. He's absolutely probably had 4 or 5, 10 touches in this first quarter. And down to the ferret row, 30 metres out, JC. Wouldn't you like to be a part of this?
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing not to be out there, but anyway.
Anyway, it's not much you can do with a bad knee, is it? Over it comes to Noonan. Noonan gets it out. The North Adelaide, Norwood are putting real pressure on them. They just can't get past Bowman at centre half back. McIntosh is in over it. Bowman again. He's doing exactly what he likes, Wilds, and, well, they're doing as they want.
Kicks up towards centre half forward. Downsborough couldn't take it. A chance now for North Adelaide. Try and do something with the footy. Viney works it up to centre half forward. A big pack. Flew for the footy. It spills over the back. Jeffries might run onto it and pick it up. He does, but then he's tackled. The pressure and harassment from the Norwood defence is fantastic. Daniels goes back to Dan Toshier. He brings it out towards Tyson, and Tyson, who's loves to run, on that occasion, perhaps a little bit lazy, took the ball over the line and out of bounds, left half forward flank for North Adelaide.
I think Lehman's matched up quite well on Tyson. He's had a number of kicks and moving the ball quite forward quite well, so it's a big challenge for Tyson.
Good start too for the Redlegs. Waiting for Rosenboom, works his big frame, but Eastor won the tap in the end, did it well, and picks it up. He's playing well. Finds out to McIntosh at centre half back. On the right leg is a natural left footer. Here's McDermott, the experienced campaigner. Hasn't got a lot of pace. He's got plenty up top, but Smart runs away from him. The Redlegs are looking good. It goes into the attacking 50. Out comes Saunders. With him is West. Saunders ran hard at the footy. A chance for Davis to pick it up. He does so. He's got no help. He's got to run away. He's running to nowhere. He's running towards a few vacant seats. Now he goes out wide towards Gerke. With him is Obbs. Gerke in front. Obbs behind. The ball bounces now for Gerke. Might have got a free kick. Goes back inboard. The Roosters a chance. They clear through Hodges, just took his time to Wintle. He's tackled to Collins. What can North Adelaide do? They're 60 out from goal. He's got a bit of pace. Collins works it up towards Parker. The ball drops short of Parker marks. Tucked away in the right full forward pocket. And Parker can have North Adelaide's first real shot for goal. In fact, he goes to Morton. And Danny Morton, Ricky, sort of player that gets under your guard. He's probably had 6 or 7 possessions already.
Yes, he looks the part, doesn't he? He's not much of him. He's only a little whippet, but he can run like a hare and he's got the skills. Well, this is the first forward movement by North Adelaide that looks promising. What are we, 15 minutes into this first quarter, 16, almost 17 minutes, 3-2-20. They need a goal here. And if the wraps are on him, he should be able to put this through, kicking with the breeze as he comes in, fires the ball, goes to the right-hand goalpost. The goal umpire just moves across. Bad luck, North Adelaide. They bring up their second point.
Yeah, they badly needed that one. It was a bad miss from Danny, and they worked hard through the centre there to get it down the forward line, and a bit disappointing they didn't finish off.
Danny Tantoshia, cousin to Danny. Jerry comes out. Where will he go? He runs straight down to McIntosh. No, on the outer side there, it's McCormack. McCormack looks further down the field and fires the ball down. Up they fly. Eastor pushes the ball down. Bowman's got hold of it over the top of the pack. Stacks on the mill there. Over it comes out to Jarman. Jarman also looks over there to King. He goes back to Jarman. Daniels runs on the outer side. What's he going to do, Jarman? Like fair dinkum. He's what a magnificent little bit of a kick off the outer side. It goes straight down. And the old timer, the old dog, number 1, McDermott, marks the ball at centre half forward. Here comes the Sticks, streaming down the middle of the ground to centre half forward. Let's see what they can do. Big Sanford comes out, but the umpire says that Bowman was hanging hold of Sanford. No, it's Parker. Hanging hold of Parker at about 35 metres out. Now, North Adelaide haven't scored a goal as yet. We're 17 minutes into this first quarter, number 7. Now, JC, if they're going to win, a guy like this is going to have to do a bit of work.
Oh, yeah, definitely Parker's been the key for them in recent weeks, kicking a few goals, and he's definitely the focal point up forward. They have to just move it through a bit more freely so he can lead strongly.
In comes Parker, 35 metres out, puts the ball up in the air. Not a bad kick as the goal umpire drifts to the left-hand side and gone behind the stick.
Yeah, another wasted opportunity there, Rick.
Yeah, terrible, isn't it? 3 points, kicking with the breeze. Looking at the flags, I know it's only a bit of a flicker as Jerry D'Antoshio streams down the middle of the ground. That's where to go tonight. Up they go over there on the outer side. Number 2 there in Herbert's into the ruck. Pushes the ball down, streaming down the outer side is Obbs. Obbs looks further afield, brings it inside. Who can get hold of the ball? Malloy. The little will of the wisp. Not much of him. bald as a badger, little goatee beard, and he's really firing up there, JC.
Yeah, he's looking like he's got a bit of confidence back tonight, Molly. He's attacking the ball well, and hopefully he can finish this off.
He'd probably be a little bit disappointed with his performance over the last month or so, wouldn't he? Because coming back from wherever he came back from.
Yeah, coming back from Melbourne, and he kicked 6 in the first round and was looking like he was going to be a dominant player this year. He's just struggled a little in recent months. But
kick on its way by Malloy, won't make the distance. West caught behind, you can't catch him from there. And Big Herbert took a very good mark. He's called to go back over his mark too. So North Adelaide have struggled with the breeze. The windsock indicating the breeze is going towards the lake end. They can clear now out of the fence. Saunders, around about 22 yards, the length of a cricket pitch. Chance for Gerke just to keep it in board, and he does. He's got Tyson trying to run him down. Jarman, a good tackle on Lehman. The ball at centre wing, grandstand side. Tyson cleverly over the top to Rowe. Rowe had good vision, found Tyson. Tyson towards goal. Who's up there? Malloy's up there. They all jump for it. Good defensive work, brings the ball to ground. A chance for McDermott. He gets crashed to the ground, but not before he sees the ball go over the line and out of bounds.
Yeah, plenty of pressure there, Norwood. Certainly letting North know that they're in a pressure game and they're tackling hard and chasing hard as well.
20 minutes into this first quarter, Norwood kicking into the breeze. Slight breeze as it is. 3-2-20, killing North Adelaide of only 3 points. In comes the footy, up they tossle. Big Ian Downsborough gets the ball down, pushes it down over the side to Jimmy West, and he couldn't bend down and pick it up. It's probably a little bit of his problem. He's not all that quick, but he just gets to that front spot and takes a great mark.
JC, has he been down a little bit too the last 4 or 5 weeks, Westy, after a good start?
Yeah, he probably hasn't been as dominant for the game, but he's still kicking 3 or 4, so you can't really say he's dropped off.
You really can't argue with 3 or 4 goals as the footy's thrown in. Herbert comes to the ground, all over the top. It comes to Davis. He pushes the ball down around the outer side boundary, and Lehman and Tyson will just push the ball out. 20 minutes into this first quarter, Norwood killing them at the moment, kicking against the breeze. They lead 3 goals 2-20 to North Adelaide. Very disappointing. If you're a North Adelaide supporter coming into the ground, you'd probably look up there, Wilds, and say, we're kicking into the breeze here.
Exactly.
In comes the football. The boundary umpire gets hold of the ball. 21 minutes into this first quarter. Great game of footy, really. Hard pressure, Norwood really performing well. Downsborough punched away by the Big Roses, comes down to Viney. Nobody down the field. They're just absolutely amazing. Harvey's got hold of the football. He pushes it up. Malloy's all over the top of the pack. But a good mark in defence there by Hollett. Number 35. Did a very, very good job last week, they tell me. He palms it off to McDermott. They can't do much. They just can't penetrate. He sees young Timmy Noonan right in the centre of the ground. There's Saunders. He fumbles the footy. He picks it up and goes to the outer side. And out on this outer side here is number 9. And that is Danny Morton, the little speedster. Over the top he goes. And let's see what they can do here.
Finds Gerke. So Gerke, centre wing, up towards half forward. Out comes Big Parker. Takes the mark. North Adelaide need a goal. We've gone 22 minutes into the first term. Up towards full forward. Big pack. Oh, up high there. Great mark, Pitt. He's good overhead.
Yeah, he's been fantastic, Pitty, all year. Takes a good mark every week.
Best on ground last week against the Eagles. Played a fine game. Took about 10 or 11 big grabs. Goes out to West, who's come a long way down from full forward. So James West doesn't get too many kicks at half back, but he's got one here. Works it up towards Downsborough. With him is Davis. Standing tall there was McDermott. The ball spills free. It comes out now. The North Adelaide defence working hard. They hold it in. And as the time clock shows, 22 and a half minutes gone in the first term. Norwood 3-2-20 on the Samsung scoreboard. The Roosters 3 points.
Yeah, well, just having a look at Jimmy West then, JC. He probably thought it was his birthday running up the ground like that.
Yeah, well, he must have been starving for a kick. He's run all that way.
Down goes the football. Norwood right in control here as it comes to, on the other half-back flank, it's Big C-Store. He looks down the ground, Norwood, and he finds Stephen Rowe out on the outer side. Rowe's really shaping up as he comes inboard. He was looking then for Harvey, but it came to Collins. Collins looked down the ground and fired the ball. Now, what can they do? Over the top comes the number 31 then for the Roosters in Jeffries. Goes down to ground, but Norwood mop up through Harvey, and Harvey gets it to McCormack and he clears.
McCormack up towards half forward. Standing his ground was Phillips. I thought took a pretty good mark, but McDermott picks up the crumbs, bombs it up towards Jeffries, who's got away. And Jeffries right at the 50 outer side can put North Adelaide deep into attack. There's his kick. Will land at the head of the square. Bowman and Parker. Parker pushed him out. Oh, the umpire said illegally too, so it's got to go back to Bowman. Good marking in there by Parker, but the umpire in fairly good position said he infringed.
I thought it was a pretty good result as far as the umpire goes, but it was a good mark by Parker. Clears to the outer side, Norwood. Up they go, Eastor and the big fella over there and Herbert. North Adelaide are going to have to do something here if they're going to sort of be any chance at quarter time going in. 3-2, I think Norwood are to just a solitary 3 points. They've been pretty disappointing. 23 or 4 minutes into this first quarter, Wilds. Can we get a goal here for the mighty Roosters?
We're going to have to try and get him one, mate.
Well, we certainly are. Down goes the football. Eastor is in there. Jarman, Rowe. They've got the players, Norwood, all over the ground. They just can't match up, the Roosters. And JC, when you've got to Harvey, Rowe, Jarman, it's pretty hard to get a kick, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Their strength is they're on ball this year, Nord, and if North are going to get back in this game, definitely going to have to curb their dominance on ball.
5AA thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7. This is 5AA football, bringing you the North Adelaide Norwood game as it comes out of the pack to McCormack. He'll look further to Pitt. Oh no, down he goes, and throwing his weight around there. But I think it's just get hold of the footy, son. As it comes to Pitt, he looks on the outer side for Tyson, and he just makes it easy, Tyson. He's had a great season. He's playing on the wing this year. He's a little bit more free roam to move around in, and he really is not letting Norwood down. A lot of depth out at Norwood, and of course JC with his bad knee is going to have a big trouble. Well, not big trouble, he'll be back in there, but he's got a bit of opposition. It comes to King. King on the outer side there looks for Fleming. It comes to Noonan. Now what can he do? Here come the Roosters. But there goes the siren. And a pretty disappointing quarter by North Adelaide. Here it is, 25 minutes, first quarter over. Norwood 3 goals, 2-20 to North Adelaide 3 points.
Good on you, Rick. And just goal scorers to quarter time. We had one to Stephen Rowe, one to Harvey and one to Malloy for North Adelaide. Well, the sheets bare. Quarter time here at Football Park. Norwood 3-2.
On top, Harves and Jarman were on top in the middle, and Obst out in the wing there was certainly dominant. And for North Adelaide, I think Lehman was good on Tyson on the wing. And also Collins was elusive as well, but they certainly need to get a bit more input around the ball.
Talking about Mike Tyson fights to Vander Holyfield tomorrow too, Rick. Should be an interesting battle.
Certainly wouldn't want to be a part of it, as down goes the football. Second quarter, first bounce, up goes Eastor over the top to Rowe. In goes Obst all over the back now. I had the glasses on the Chris McDermott at quarter time. Stephen Barrett ripped in there. They made a few changes, if you can pick up any, JC. I haven't noticed any at the moment, but he would have been pretty disappointed. Down goes the football, up comes the big Roses, takes it out of the thing, gets it thick out of the ground, goes further forward. What can they do down there? Up they over the top to Herbert. Race for the footy now, and Parker, can he beat 2 players? And he does, and he's gone off with the left foot, and he's kicked a very, very important goal. Yes, it is. The goal umpire brings it up. And a couple of minutes into this, or not even a minute into the second quarter, JC, and a pretty handy goal.
Yeah, fantastic bit of play by Rosemoon there. Just took control from the ruck, got it out and ran down and kicked it forward. And a bit of luck there for Parker, but he was good enough to get his boot to the ball and put it through.
The margin back to 11 points. And I'm just looking at strength of the breeze. That kick was fairly penetrating into the breeze too.
Yes, it certainly was, but the big Rose has got a pretty strong leg.
So back in the centre, Eastor up against Rosenboom. We might have a contest now. Eastor won the tap too. Brings it down towards Downsborough. With him is Davis. Applies a tackle. And Timmy Davis is going nowhere. And the umpire says, give it to me and I'll ball it up.
Wilds, Big Roses ran straight through Eastor then. He didn't even look at the football. He just ran straight through and knocked him down.
That's what he's got to do too. A bit more attack on the footy. McDermott would like that. Playing coach. Only playing coach around at the moment, as you see Obst. Receive from Downsborough. Up towards full forward. Out came Malloy. Couldn't take it. Stephen Rowe. The will of the wisp. He couldn't take it also. North Adelaide through Morton to Viney. Away they go. Sticks Phillips on the right foot. Tries to work it up towards half forward. Pitt read the ball beautifully. And Stephen Pitt, normally an errorless, dived for the footy and took a good mark.
He is unstoppable down there on the half-back flank as he gets up and pushes the ball out to Harvey. Looking out on the outer side, it's Sticks Phillips versus young Harvey. Harvey's had a number of touches. It would have been very, very interesting. Probably 10 or so touches early in that first quarter and following it up into this second quarter. Ball on the outer side. Scores. 3 goals, 2-20 to North Adelaide. 1 goal, 3. A goal from North Adelaide right in the first minute of the second quarter, and the ball goes out on the outer side and out of bounds on the out on the full.
Yeah, important stage of the game for North. If they can get themselves back into the game, into the wind, it should be a good contest.
Over to Tyson. Tyson looks down the ground, puts the ball straight up in the air. Big Downsborough finds himself to the front spot. Great take by the big fella. Been a bit of criticism about the big fella coming over from the West Coast. I would have thought that he'd have been one of the first pick for the Port Power, but his performance, JC, hasn't been too good.
No, he hasn't been. He's taken a while to settle in, but I think now he's starting to find his feet and he's feeling confident at Norwood, and he's starting to have a bit of an input.
Well, 10 out of 10, you'd want to feel confident, wouldn't you? He comes in from the 50-metre, puts the ball up in the air, it comes in with the breeze, goes to the left as the goal umpire streaks out to the outer side. And only 1 point. Kicking to that end, JC, doesn't look to be too good, does it?
Yeah, it's hard to judge which way the wind's blowing at the moment. There is a bit of protection from the boxes at the southern end, so maybe a bit deceiving.
Norwood lead by 2 goals. They go out short, taken there by Brenton Phillips. Now he can bring the ball back grandstand side. He's got a player out there, teammate in Saunders, who's run down from full back. Always plays taller opponents. He's been a good footballer too, Rod Saunders. Played in the 91 Premiership side. Now he too goes short, so they're just working and chipping the ball around. Lehman's run down from half-back. He takes it, goes back to Saunders. They might come unstuck here. He takes the mark, so 4 possessions, and they've gained about 50 metres. Rod Saunders with the footy, grandstand side, half-back. 3-3 plays 1-3. There's his kick. That's a bit better. Out comes Big Sanford, couldn't take it. Crashed the pack though. A chance for Lehman. He's tackled by Rowe. Rowe once holding the ball, but he didn't really have a chance to get rid of it. We'll see a ball up grandstand side, centre wing. Excellent
tackle there from Rowe. He's definitely strong around the packs. North Adelaide, they sort of love to chip the ball around, and Norwood have to be careful that they man up to break that type of play down.
JC, we're lucky we haven't got a stats man, because he'd be run out of ink the time, and they haven't even moved 50 metres. It comes to Jarman. He poaches the ball straight down the throat of Viney, and pretty good work there by Viney. Hasn't done a lot today. They really do need him. He sees a teammate on the outer side. It's out of the big roses. Now, can he get out of his own way? Yes, he can. He took a beautiful take. He fires the ball out to a couple of players out here, and Gerke just runs around. Good tackle there by Fleming. Goes to ground, picked up there by number 21, and that is young Hodges. He pushes the ball as Abernathy walks straight in the road, and I can't see a thing. Over the top it comes to Davis. Davis pushes the ball back to Parker. He pushes the ball down with his left foot, and Jerry Dantosha to clear up.
So Norwood deep in defence now. Mr. Consistency goes short to Jarman. Andrew Jarman, what a season he's having. You'd think he'd be leading in the best and fairest. Finds Pitt. Stephen Pitt, mark number 5. Thank you, Mr. Statman, as we see him work it up towards half forward. Running on his smart. Now Phillips had to run the gauntlet. He did it well too. And comes off the knee and out of bounds between centre wing and left half forward for the Roosters, grandstand side.
Yeah, Jarman definitely having a strong input in this game. North have to sort of look whether they're going to man him up or try and get a bit more of the ball themselves.
5.5 minutes gone. Rosenboom got it down to Phillips, the veteran, up towards centre wing. Out comes McCormack. He's on the left boot. Not a bad kick, although it's all North Adelaide back there. Smart tried to provide a contest. Timmy Davis said thank you, and he took the mark.
Beautiful work there by Davis, and he looks further down the ground to Gerke. North Adelaide are going to have to do something. They're 3-3 to 1-3, so they're a couple of goals down, as the umpire just comes in and says to Gerke, just lay off a little bit. You've taken the mark, so let's get on with the game. He looks down to the half-forward flank. Big Roses in blue makes position. He should have taken it, but he just watched. It comes to Obbs. Obbs pushes the ball back to Bowman. He's been sensational. Great smother there by Collins. Here they come, the Roosters. It comes to Noonan. He looks further field, and it just goes over the top of Parker. Pretty good work then by Fleming. Parker's got another opportunity. Good work. He gets hold of the football. He swings it around. Good work there by Parker. I thought that Timmy Noonan, the handball to Timmy Noonan, Wilds, just didn't quite hit the body, JC, and Parker should have goaled.
Yeah, Timmy just couldn't quite find Parker there. That would have resulted in a definite goal.
Out comes the football to Jerry Dantosha. They're going to work the ball out to the outer side to Harvey. Harvey looks down, coming through the wing there, out to the outer side, and Tyson, what's he doing right across the other side? He's really getting possessions, running the ball into centre half forward. Up the Malloy, goes over the top. Hollis doing a pretty good job. Davis comes in to mop up, and Big Downsborough is right up. He's right behind him, and he pushes the ball onto the outer side.
Samsung scoreboard, the Redlegs 3-3-21, North Adelaide 1-4-10. David Wildy, Rick Davies and John Cunningham, your commentary team.
In comes the football, 3-2 to 1-3. Pretty good game. North Adelaide will be really wanting to do something here. McDermott's putting himself right on. He does, David, you're dead right. He looks a little bit heavier person now. He's right in the play. He was pretty disappointed at quarter time when they'd only scored 3 points.
I can't get used to him in the red and white jumper after being a Tiger for so many years.
I tell you what, he's been a fantastic player as in comes the footy. Roses in bloom alongside of Downsborough, comes to the ground. Over there is King. McDermott's right over the top of the ball. Jarman's in there. Macca's in there like fair dinkum. They're almost like they're feeding on a frenzy. And Norwood, well, they're kicking with a bit of a breeze here. I thought it was probably worth, JC, a couple of goals.
Yeah, definitely a couple of goals. But I think North are definitely fighting back at the moment. They're sort of getting into the game a bit more.
Down goes the football. They'd want to get back into the game because Norwood have been right on top. It comes to Jarman. Jarman messes it up. It comes to Phillips, over to Troy Lehman. He looks further down the ground. Here come the Roosters as Davis fires it down at centre half forward. How can they get it past? They can't. Fleming comes out, meets the ball magnificently. He sees Malloy down the outer side. He'll mark it. No, he didn't. Goes over the top of his head to Smart. Smart to Malloy. Here she comes. He looks down further afield. What a magnificent play by Malloy. He's shaping up to be a very, very good player in that forward lines without O'Brien. And JC, that was a good bit of play.
Yeah, fantastic play. Dale Fleming backed himself there, left Parker behind and met the ball strongly, kicked it forward quickly, and Malloy ran onto it, and Smart was poised enough to set Malloy up for the goal. Molly ran in and finished it off quite well. Brilliant bit of play.
Second goal to Glenn Malloy. Norwood 4-3-27, North Adelaide 1-4-10. 8 minutes gone, second term. 5AA football thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7. Not a bad game too, although Norwood just starting to show their superior skills. North have had chances. Only got Parker up there. They need another forward to try and take a catch. Up they go. Rosenboom brings it to ground. Andrew Jarman snares the football. Up towards King. It lands inside the attacking 50. The speedster King in front of Viney. Viney wraps him up. Good tackle in the end. He wanted holding the ball, but he won't get it. And there'll be a ball up 35 out from Norwood's goal.
Probably actually not the quickest bloke out there, actually, Wills. Viney is probably a good match. King would be happy to be matched up on Viney because King's not the fastest bloke going around.
No, they weren't exactly speedsters, but he did get a metre advantage. Bang goes the ball in the right full forward pocket. Can the Redlegs score their fifth? Around the body went Smart. It's going to bounce, but back there on the last line, Saunders, and he takes a very good mark.
Doing a very good job on Jimmy West down there. Jimmy yet to score his first goal. Saunders, what have we got? 4-3 to 1-3. North Adelaide, they are putting in a little bit of an effort on this quarter. They just haven't got anyone up forward. Saunders looks to the outer side. Who's over there? The big Roses. Over there is Eastor. He comes right over the top of the pack, but it's spilt down to Harvey. Harvey looks further down the ground to the big fella in Downsborough. Malloy's over the top of the football, fighting against a couple of Roosters, and it goes to ground. And Norwood really matching it up very, very well. They're not allowing the North Adelaide players, JC, at all to get away.
No, there's been a few free running plays from North Adelaide. They're definitely struggling to break free and run the ball down quickly. 10
minutes into this second quarter. 3 goals the Redlegs lead by. It comes on to Harvey. Harvey sees Big Jimmy, the bloke I was talking about, and he backs back. Punched away over the top there by Jeffries. It comes to Obbs. Obbs has pulled off the football. Great work by Obbs as he comes around to his left, and he sees a further player down there, and I think it is Harvey. Well, he's all over the place, JC.
Yeah, Harves. I mean, he was involved in the play off the ball up there. He centred it cleverly, which created more play, and then followed it up again and got the pass for a shot at goal.
15 metres out. Anthony Harvey, his brother last week was an absolute star in the Origin game, and he followed on last Sunday, and here he is again tonight. Coming in, 15 metres, straight over the top of the post, and I think the goal umpire, fair dinkum, he looks up, and it's very dark over the top of his lid, and it's just fired straight over the top of the goal umpire's head.
Yeah, definitely Anthony Harvey's bit of play there. He initiated the play and then followed up and got the pass for the goal. And Harves has definitely been a positive acquisition in the last couple of weeks.
JC, great work there by Obbs, because he had a couple of Rooster players right around him, and he just grabbed the footy and just went backwards.
Yeah, obviously was fantastic there. He's very hard to catch once he gets upright, and he keeps his feet quite well too, Damien Obbs. He's an excellent acquisition on the wing there.
Other winners today, Central District and the West Torrens. Woodville had a good win over Sturt at the Woodville Oval. In North Adelaide reply, they trail by 23 points. 11 minutes gone in the second term. Phillips, he's played okay. Works kick number 8 up towards centre half forward. Out comes Sanford, snared it to Lehman. This is promising. Lehman from 35 looks at the goal at the southern end and hits the post. Hits the woodwork about 3/4 of the way up. Point to North Adelaide. They move to 1-5. Norwood 5-3.
Yeah, definitely a good bit of play there from North. They got it out of the centre, and it would have been a bit of a team-lifting goal that if that had gone through.
Gee, they worked the ball well then, and good to see their running game. They're trying to get some sort of movement. Dale Fleming, a long bomb, covers 65. Up they go. Eastor just got a fingered it to the ball. Rosenboom trying aerial ping pong, can't do much with the footy, then crashes into an opponent. Stephen Rowe emerges with the football, goes out to Bowman, who's got Obst out wide. Now they can start to run. Over the top it goes to Tyson. Away go Norwood. There's a kick up towards full forward. Out comes Jimmy West. So too Downsborough, big Downsborough. I'll tell you what, there's a couple of good signs today. It's the third good mark he's taken overhead, and we'll have a shot for goal from 40.
Yeah, definitely Downsborough starting to look dangerous across centre forward there. He's got a big height advantage, and if he gets his confidence going, starts taking marks, he could be a real plus for Norwood.
He's about 45 out directly in front, and
good work again there by Obst.
It's not a nail in the coffin, Rick, but you can get I think the hammer's just starting to start working. In he comes, Ian Downsborough, the former West Coast Eagle, now with a Port Power. Kicks from 40, and I think he has missed to the left-hand side. He has. A point to Norwood, 5-4. That's their tally. North Adelaide 1-5 on the Samsung scoreboard.
Yeah, Downsborough there, he's had a couple of shots now, and if they had both gone through, it could really made it quite hard for North Adelaide, but inaccuracy is sort of keeping him in the game at the moment.
Certainly was a good mark by Downsborough, and a poor kick as out they come, and it comes to Troy Lehman, starting to really get a number of possessions there all over the ground, but they just can't get forward and get a goal. He looks on the outer side, and the big fella Downsborough, who just missed a couple of minutes ago, as you said, David, really shaping up as big Jimmy West rips out and says, well done, big fella, just keep on getting in front of the play, taking those marks and having a shot. Jarman's over there, big Herbert's over there, North Adelaide, what can they do? We are 13 minutes into the second quarter, and they haven't really looked like it as yet as it comes to Herbert. Off it goes to Hodges. He gives it over to Troy Lehman. Down the outer side, what can they mount up here? They just can't get a winner across centre half forward. Sanford's not doing anything. Here's an opportunity. I think it's over there for Collins. He goes without the ball, comes to Eastor. Here they go again, back through Parker. What can they do? They push the ball back, and a good mark there by Gerke. Well, JC, that's the best bit of play that North Adelaide have done tonight.
Yeah, they definitely worked hard. They worked in numbers there. Collins sort of worked hard to push the ball forward, and Morton finished up and found Gerke.
14 minutes into the second quarter, Norwood, 5 goals, 4-34 to North, a miserable 1 goal, 5-11, and they really do need this goal. Gerke, well, he's been around for quite some time. You'd almost call him a veteran. 35 metres out, McCormack on the mark. Well, JC, do you put him down?
I reckon he'd be a fair chance.
Okay, Gerke, in he comes. They really do need this one as he fires the ball right, put it right on the spot. And the big fella down there in Parker starts to clap. Well, a much-needed goal by the big fella then, and puts it straight through the centre. So 14 minutes into this second quarter, Norwood lead 5 goals, 4-34 to North Adelaide coming back a bit, 2 goals, 5-17.
Yeah, once again the Roosters there, they've worked hard for that one, and now they have to sort of start again, get it out of the middle quickly, and they might be able to start something going in this second quarter.
Nice to see young Chris Laddams coming on the ground too. I worked with his father in the fire brigade, and by all reports Chris is a very up-and-coming young player. Playing game number 2 or 3, number 32 for North Adelaide. Daniels picking him up, back in the centre. Good bounce again. Up jumped early was Herbert. Comes down to Morton. He's played pretty well too, Danny Morton. Up towards the big fella there in Sanford, backing against the tide. And he took a very good mark. And North Adelaide a chance to kick 2 goals inside 30 seconds as Glenn Sanford will take plenty of time. Normally a very good kick, and can bring North Adelaide back into the game.
Yeah, once again, the importance of getting out of the middle. Morton there has got the quick kick forward, and Sanford was clever enough to get himself into a good position, and it's a very important part of football these days, is getting out of the centre.
Glenn Sanford around 6'4" in the old money, about 15, 16 stone. In he comes, kicking towards the golf course end. Obscured now by the corporate stand. Kick on its way, and he's kicked it. He's clapping himself. That's generally a good sign when you clap yourself. And Norwood a 5-4-34, North Adelaide 3-5-23, and the margin back to 11 points on the Samsung scoreboard.
Yeah, good comeback here for North Adelaide. A couple of goals, which has got them back in the game, and certainly starts in the centre, and if they can keep their dominance there with Herbert, I think's in the ruck now, and he seems to have created a bit of flair for their on-ballers.
Well, North Adelaide have got a bit of a sniff here. 16 minutes into this second quarter. 5 goals, 4 to Norwood, 34 to North Adelaide, 3 goals, 5 as down goes the football, punched away by Downsborough, who's moved into the ruck. Eastor's come off with a bit of a spell, it goes up to the top. Good work by the big fella in Downsborough. He's shaping up to be pretty good as he looks further afield. North Adelaide coming back very, very strongly. Over the top it's Daniels, all over the top of him is Hollett. And North Adelaide looking a little bit better in the latter part of this first quarter, and they'd want to be. They got out to only 3 or 4 points at the first change. Rowe, Macca's in there. Big Herbert's really done a pretty good job, and he just pushes Daniels away, pushes Macca away. Well, you can't do that. In over the top of the pack. and it stacks on the mill again, and the umpire has run in, and he's
a
seen...
wayward fist there from Macca, I think.
Was
Jumbo.
it? Yep, okay, no problems at all. It comes to the young fella in Morton, shaping up to be a very, very good player, and he looks to a couple of players out here in Gerke, and also there in number 21 for North Adelaide in Hodges. He fires the ball inside. Beautiful work then to Noonan. He looks further afield. Here they go. The Roosters comes over to Viney. Back to Noonan. What can they do here? They're looking a lot better. Up and over the beautiful mark. I think it's in front. I think it's the big fella in Sanford again. And, well, Bowman's been all over the top of him. Just wait to know it's
Jeffries.
not, it's Jeffries. And Bowman's been absolutely killing Sanford, but that was a great bit of work by Jeffries.
Go, JC, the game's turn, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. North Adelaide's on balls getting in the game. Noonan and Gerke and Lehman and Morton certainly have lifted their work rate this quarter.
Well, Jeffries is about 35 metres out. Jerry Dantosha on the mark. It's usually a pretty good kick. And this has put the Roosters right back in the hunt. Chris McDermott would be pretty happy as in comes Jeffries on the right foot. He fires the ball up, and I think they start to clap, and Parker down there is a pretty good side. He ought to be a goal umpire because he really does know when it goes through. And JC, the Roosters are back in town.
Yeah, definitely back in the game now. I think a significant move there. I think Mack has come off and Marty Heppel's come on, so certainly Norwood hierarchy have sort of felt a bit of concern around the on-ball brigade.
Samsung scoreboard, the Redlegs lead by 5 points. They haven't been tested too often this year. North Adelaide now throwing down the challenge. Crowd around 3,053 at the moment here at Football Park. There's a bounce down. Well, up went Downs, but got crashed. Harvey, quick hands to Jarman. Andrew Jarman up towards West, who lumbers out from full forward. Running on it now, Daniels. Daniels unselfishly gives to Malloy, and he boots his third goal. Gee, that took about 15 seconds from go to woe. A much-needed goal to the Redlegs, and it's Glenn Malloy's third. And to say the least, they needed that one. Yeah,
definitely. I think the on-ball is definitely going toe-to-toe at the moment. It was Harvey to Jarman there and a quick forward, which resulted in a goal. So certainly, I think it's whoever's going to get on top in the on-ball area will come out on top.
Isn't it amazing? It always comes from that centre of the ground. I've always thought that if you've got a good full forward down there, JC, good enough to kick a 5 or 6, you're going to win most games, but I suppose you've really got to get it down there. And Jarman just got the ball out. Good work then by Malloy. And he's just given Norwood a little bit of a breathing spot. A bit of breathing space. North Adelaide really hit back in the first part of the second quarter. Back to the centre. Let's see what the Roosters can do. Down she goes. Big Herbert's back in the ruck, and he's made a bit of a difference. So is Downsborough. Comes to Viney. He pushes the ball off there to Jeffries. It comes out to Gerke. Gerke looks down the ground, and here they come, and he's found Collins. Centre half forward. He moves the ball on quickly down to the centre of the ground. Big Sanford's going to mark this, and he has. The big fella's out in front of Bowman, and he always, JC, was going to mark it.
Yeah, definitely. Sanford's starting to create a few problems down there, centre half forward. He has played well against Norwood before, and he definitely finishes off well too in front of goal. 20
minutes into the second quarter. Norwood 6 goals, 4 to North Adelaide 4-5. Very, very good contest. The big fella, number 39, he bends over the footy. He looks like he's pumping water down there. He's about 40 metres out. Comes in over the top of the cod, and he puts it up in the air. The goal umpire just moves. Fair dinkum. Parker starts to clap again, JC. I think there's another one.
Yeah, good goal there again. Just snuck in, I think, Jumbo, inside that post, right-hand post there. But definitely North Adelaide back in the game.
Well, in the second term, North have added 5 goals too. Norwood have kicked 3 goals too, so good quarter by North Adelaide. The breeze, negligible, and it's 6-4-40 to 5-5-35 on the Samsung scoreboard. Yeah, North Adelaide a big quarter, 2 goals to Sanford, singles to Gerke, Parker and Jeffries for Norwood, 3 to Malloy, 2 to Harvey and 1 to Rowe.
They did this last Sunday, David, didn't they? Where they gave the Eagles a bit of a sniff, and then they just sort of kicked away again.
Good hands though by the Roosters, very quick hands as the ball comes out towards Oz, but Gerke gets it to Hodges. Away go the Roosters again. Morton caught one behind the ear. They're going in hard there at centre wing, grandstand side. Jarman tries to hold it up and wins the free kick too for holding the ball.
Very clever play there by Jarman. He really is keeping close tabs on Noonan. He knows what he can do. He's just got to make sure that he checks them. 21 minutes in, 6-4, 45-5 North Adelaide. They're putting in a very good effort here. Pushed it away to centre half forward. They're really putting in now, the Roosters, as Harvey pushes the ball out of side. And they've got a bit of a sniff, JC, I reckon, the Roosters.
Yeah, certainly lift their work rate this quarter, and Noonan's on Jarman's a great matchup and should be a very telling factor, whoever comes on top there.
Right in front of the 5AA commentary position here as they push the ball in as Morton comes into centre half forward. Here come the Roosters again. Sanford, he's going in like a bull at the moment. He's got a bit of a touch-up. He's got in front of young Bowman, and he's going to have to do something, and it just goes to ground.
Certainly brings other players into the game, Sanford. He mightn't get a hold of the ball all the time, but he certainly creates a bit of space.
Well, he's like a big giant down there as he's doing the ruck work as well. He gets it, plucks it out of the air, comes over the top, pushes the ball forward to Clements, and the umpire rushes in and says North Adelaide. Clements, I thought he was going for the football, but not to be. Number 33 down there for North Adelaide, and there's no 33. It's number 32, and the young fella Wills is young Laddams.
Yes, and as I said, he's only played a couple of games and a very promising junior.
In he comes, 35 metres out of him. Puts this one through, they'll be jumping and cheering. Over the top of the ball, he's a left footer, and I think he's got it right, just drifted off. And the big fella there, the player in Bowman comes to punch it away. Why the hell you wouldn't go for the mark, JC? You wouldn't have punched it away,
yes, I don't think he realised he was all on his own there in the goal square. He could have just put the hands up.
Well, he could have swallowed it with his trap, couldn't he?
Yeah, quite easily.
Norwood lead by 4 points. 24 minutes gone, approaching half-time. Pretty good game of football too at the local level. As we see Dan Toshia go to the far side. Norwood just a bit of stop-start footy. Bowman couldn't take it. Andrew Jarman put his head down, tried to burrow his way through. It's right on the 50 attacking for North Adelaide. And we'll see another ball up.
Yes, North Adelaide certainly have lifted their work rate on ball. Once again, Noonan and Morton certainly a challenging row, and obviously with McInerney off the ground.
Bounce down. North Adelaide have it in their 50. They've had it in their 50 for most of the quarter. You see Morton again around the body. Hooks it up towards full forward. Out came Pitt. Did it well, so too Fleming in support. He'll look for Heppel. Heppel pushed off the ball. Harvey went without it. Andrew Jarman just stormed his way through the pack. Did it well in the end. Big Herbert went without the footy. You got to keep your eye on the football. He couldn't do so. Now one's holding the ball and gets it. So a turnover. North Adelaide have the free kick just on the defensive side of centre.
Yeah, great work by the big fella there in Herbert. He's come onto the ground. I reckon he's been the difference. He's got in there. The big Roses had a bit of a spell. And the big Herbert's done a particularly good job in the ruck, and that was a good bit of play. He fires the ball down to the outer side wing and the grandstand side. Over the top, I think there was Collins. He couldn't mark the ball. And number 21 then in Hodges is all over the footy. And the umpires are doing a very, very good job tonight, Jake.
Yeah, they are. It's been very consistent, and it's been a free-flowing game with also a bit of hard attack on the football.
Yeah, a little bit of a yap there by number 21 in Hodges to the umpire. They said, just shut your mouth and get on with the footy. Stanford gets hold of it, comes to Obbs, out to Pitt. He looks further afield, and he's a beautiful kicker of the football down to centre half forward. They bustle and shuffle around and punches it forward. Great work by Rowe to get into the front spot. The umpire runs in and says, give it to me. I tell you what, Wilds, this has turned into be a pretty good game. Anybody's game here at the 24th minute mark of the second quarter.
Yeah, good game of footy, Rick, and a 6-4 to 5-6. Norwood just holding a slender lead. Missing Christian O'Brien too, out with an injury. Played pretty well last week, and they've only got James West up there together with Malloy. Up went Daniels. Hooks it back towards King. Smart flicked it out towards Harvey. Harvey goes to ground. Well done by Hollett. Oh, soft free kick, umpire. Let's ask JC for a comment. He's a Norwood man. It's going to Norwood.
Yes.
And was that a soft free kick?
Extremely soft, yeah.
Well, just when you give the umpires a rap, boys, fair dinkum, that was terrible. I had the glasses on, and of course Hollett had to give the contest. What was he going to do? Let Harvey run into an open goal?
Well, you've got to ask the question, has the umpire back Norwood? Prohibitive odds, 5's on. You want to put a lot on to get something back. 6-4-40. North Adelaide a 5-6-36 on the Samsung scoreboard. In comes Harvey. He's had a pretty good game. He's kicked 2. He has now kicked 3. Good kick off the boot. And a lucky one to Norwood, but one they needed as they approach half-time. It's 7 goals, 4-46. 10 points clear of the Roosters, 5-6-36.
Definitely bad luck there for North Adelaide, a soft free kick, and when it results in a goal, it's even worse. So I think the umpires, it's okay to pay a soft free kick now and then, but inside 50, and when they have an effect on a game, it's pretty crucial.
I've always been of the opinion that if you give a free kick like that, you should really go out to the 50 and have a shot, not give an easy goal like that. But Norwood, breathing space. It's not for us to say whether it was a good or bad decision. 26 minutes into the second quarter, Norwood 7-4-46. 10-point leaders over North Adelaide, 5 seconds. Down goes the football. Comes to centre half forward. Good work then over the top to Daniels. Out comes Malloy like a ferret. Over the top is Daniels, back to Smart. Here they go again. He harmed handballs to nobody in particular. 23 there is Viney, but it comes down to Rowe. Which way is he going to go? He goes over the top and fires to goal. But good work there by Sanders to hold Norwood out.
Yes, and they clear. Comment there by Rick Davies. Doing very well in his debut commentating. In fact, wasn't debut. You went up to Alice Springs into the game, didn't you?
I had a great time up there with you, David, as Troy Lehman fires the ball out to the outer side wing. I'll keep going. Comes down to Rowe. He's in the right spot. He sees number 23, Harvey, getting a huge amount of possessions. Back to Rowe. They're going to raffle it. He sees Jarman, and it'll go that way, and Jars won't let him down. Centre half forward, leading by 10 points. And North Adelaide really Wilds have come to a stop in the last couple of minutes.
Good mark there by Andrew Jarman. Won a medal 10 years ago in 87. Can he make it two in 97? And they haven't looked all that good today, Norwood. They've just had they've been bustled off their game plan by the Roosters with their quick hands.
Yeah, definitely. I think the dominance of Herbert and Rosenboom in the ruck has certainly affected Norwood's balance across on the on-ball area. So North definitely have an advantage there.
Heppel tried to take the ball out of the end, get a kick to it, couldn't do so. King tries to break a tackle. He's collared too. North Adelaide defence holding up well under pressure. Lehman emerges with the football, finds Hodges. Hodges had 32 possessions last week. Works it up towards centre half forward. Off the ground went Fleming. Up towards Jarman over his head. That kick went about 55 metres. Rowe ships it out to Heppel. Here they go. Heppel on the left boot. Kicks up towards full forward. West is back there. Might go the way. Was it touched? It was.
Fantastic.
Touched on the last line by the defender there for North Adelaide. Well done by Saunders. Giving away centimetres. Let's check the score. It's 47 plays, 36. The Redlegs lead by 11 on the Samsung scoreboard.
Yeah, great effort there from Saunders to get a hand to that. An amazing bit of play there from Fleming. He's kicked out about 80 metres from a half volley.
Well, the last couple of minutes, the Redleggers have got themselves into line. Only 10 points down, the Roosters. They've done particularly well in this quarter as Sanders goes straight down the centre of the ground. Saunders. Good work there by Herbert to get to the front spot. And it comes off hands to Gerke. Played very well, Gerke. There's no question about that. Somebody's, what's the umpire's put up two hands. What does that mean?
Blood rule.
Blood rule. Off comes Gerke. Just a bit of he's already been off once. He came off in the first quarter. It really does amaze me, JC. It really slows the game down, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. And
he's got a bad gash on the eye, though.
Well, I think you'll find that the umpire's even looking at the ball saying there's blood on the footy. What does that mean? That's got to come off for a bit of a rub down too.
Blood rule for the ball.
New ball.
Okay. No worries. Out comes the trainer, number 2. Help me with the changes down there, JC, before the game started. And, of course, all players have just got to stand around for a minute. Let's just check the scores. What are we talking? We're talking 29 minutes, almost half-time here at Footy Park. Beautiful night for footy. Norwood 7-5-47 to North Adelaide 5 goals 6-36.
Let's have a look at Stephen Rowe too. He might be coming off with the blood rule. Stephen...
got it coming out of his mouth, yep. He's just got a bit of a knock on the mouth. There's McIntosh. Now, why was the Macca off?
Didn't see him even go off.
Heppel came on for Macca about 10 minutes ago.
What would be the reason?
Oh, they might have just thought they needed a bit more leg power around the ball, I think. North definitely running quite strong this quarter. So
okay, well, the umpire's got the football. He's wiped it. Let's go, he says. Down she goes. Daniels is in the ruck. Big Herbert gets the punch away, punches the ball 35 metres into the front. As the ball goes out, Collins and Pitt. Half-time here at Footy Park. Beautiful night. Norwood 7 goals 5-47 to North Adelaide 5 goals 6-36.
Goal kickers 2. Rick to half-time. Glenn Malloy has 3, as does Anthony Harvey. Singles to Stephen Rowe for... Well.
Norwood are a great club and they're fully supportive in wanting me to stay involved. And I mean went home for a couple of weeks and had a good think about what I was doing. But I mean the club my enjoyment was being around the club, and it's I've decided to sort of stay around and try and be involved as much as I can.
Very quickly, your top 5 for each team.
Well, definitely for Norwood, you've got Harvey's been excellent, Malloy up forward, Jarman's definitely been prominent, and also Pitt and Dan Tocchio have been solid across the back line for North Adelaide. Definitely Collins has been elusive up forward, Noonan, Lehman and Morton, and also Gerke, and also the 2 ruckmen, Rosenboom and Herbert, have had a good effect on the game.
Well done, JC. Half-time here at Football Park, the crowd streaming in. And in that last quarter, boys, the breeze seems to be blowing to the north, but all the scoring, and I know North Adelaide really came back into the game, but all the scoring, JC, was down at the southern end. Yeah,
it's a bit strange. The flags seem to be definitely blown down to that north end, but all the goals up the other end. So maybe those boxes are definitely having an effect on the ability of the forwards to kick goals up that end.
I think the important one, though, Rick, the windsock is not really favouring either end. That's the main judge of which way the breeze is going.
Certainly is. Half-time here, 7-5-47. Third quarter about to start as the umpire's got hold of the cod. He's about to put it down. Here they go. Down she goes. Up goes Big Eastor. He pushes the ball down to Harvey again. He gets it around his corner over the top of King. It comes to Stix Phillips. And Big Downsborough's there. Has taken him a little bit high as Stix Phillips. Here he is, Morton, the player we're talking about. He fires the ball down to centre half forward. Punched away there by Daniels. He's back in defence now. Comes to Obbs. He's been a very, very good player. And he fumbles just at the crucial time. And Macca's in there to help him. Morton is in there, Noonan's in there, all the big-time players, Jarman as well. And I would have thought, Wills, what would Chris have said at half-time? He'd been pretty happy with the second quarter.
We're very happy with the fight back, Rick, and good to see, too, that he's back on the ground. Had a little spell off, standing alongside Andrew Jarman. They've had many battles over the years. Bounce down again. Who's going to score the first goal of the third term? North Adelaide a chance to go forward. Lehman around the body. Hooks it up towards centre half forward. Collins came out, couldn't take it. Jarman at the bottom of the pack. So too Harvey. Ends up with Pitt. Pitt goes to the far side, outer side centre wing. An opportunity for North Adelaide to go through there. The plan had number 25. There's no 25 in their budget, so don't worry about it.
Sutherland.
As they go up towards centre half forward. From behind there, it was thumped to the ground. Here's a chance for North. Herbert off the ground, up towards full forward. Out comes Dan Toshi. Oh, crunches the bigger opponent too. The Roosters pick it up. They're 25 metres out from goal. Dan Toshi, a sweeping handball to Big Eastor. He's at the defensive 50. Goes towards the vacant grandstand centre wing. In pursuit now is Viney. With him struggling behind is Stephen Rowe. Look, good to see Rowe chasing. Viney goes inboard now to Noonan. A sweeping handball to Rosenboom. He's tackled. North Adelaide under pressure. Noonan goes back to Morton. He's got plenty of pace. On the left boot, fires one out. The kick wasn't good. Lands on the chalk and goes out of bounds left half forward flank.
Well, North Adelaide have got hold of the ball. There's no question of that. They really moved the ball around with a handball, but they didn't really move too far further forward.
Big fella.
Just a little bit of a shower streaming over the top of the grandstand here as in comes the ball. Big Sanford there's playing particularly well. 24 is Gerke, I think, has come on with the different Guernsey on. I think he went off with the blood rule, so obviously he's got a bit of a patch over his eye. He looks like Captain Hook. As the umpire puts the ball down. Very, very good game in the first half as Sanford makes position. Comes over to Harvey again. He's been everywhere tonight. Pushes the ball down, spilled there by Stix Phillips. It comes over the top to Tyson. Tyson streaming down the outer side, pushes the ball over the top. And Viney there on Stephen Rowe. Pretty good performance by both players in that first half of football.
This rain's definitely going to have an effect on the game. Definitely make it a lot closer and a lot harder and close as well. So maybe Macca and Jars and Rory might get on top now.
2 minutes into this third quarter, 7-5-47, 5-6-36 to the Roosters as the umpire, the boundary umpire throws the ball in. Stacks on the mill out there and, well, Wilkes, North Adelaide playing particularly well. Anybody's game at this particular point.
Certainly is 5AA football thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7. Rick Davies, John Cunningham and David Wildy. As we see Harvey again, works it up towards half forward. Stephen Rowe almost a great mark. Sutherland wraps him up. And good tackle in the end. And,
great tackle there by Sutherland.
Former Sturt player, went over to North Adelaide. Hasn't had too many league games for the Roosters. And really has had to earn his stripes.
Pretty disappointed with that rain, Wills. I didn't think within a bull's roar it was going to rain.
I have to agree, Rick, and it really is streaming across football park. It's only light, but there's plenty of it. It comes back now towards Gerke, wearing that 24. Got the head bandage on too. Got a couple of cuts above the eye in the first half. Gerke, a standing start, fires one out to the far side. A chance for Hodges to get it, but Pitt's there. On the left boot, goes towards the safety of the boundary line. It's wobbling towards the line. It's all the Roosters, though. Davis picks it up. Goes over towards Hodges again, who can't pick it up. Second attempt, he does. Concedes ground. North Adelaide doing okay. Davis fires it up towards centre half forward. The rain getting heavier as we speak. Eastor taps it down to Harvey to Jarman. Very hard now, conditions tough. Jarman wanted the free kick. Morton again fires. In fact, it was Noonan. Up towards centre half forward. Out comes Fleming. Handled the ball as if it was dry. Gives it off to McCormack. McCormack to the streaming Harvey. Away go the Redlegs. Harvey through the centre. Kicks up towards West. West gets in front of his team, in front of his opponent, couldn't take the mark. It spills free, goes towards the boundary line. Rosenboom couldn't pick it up. West again, clever handball to King. This is promising to Harvey. Harvey's got the running downs for his tackle. Could have been holding the ball. Hollett's there for the Roosters. He can't do much with the footy. Scrappy stuff. Goes towards the boundary line, and in the end, Phillips quite content to see it over and out.
Well, I think Harvey's had that much of the ball. He might as well rename the ball after himself. I think he just ran that ball down from half back and was involved down at half forward. Extremely high work rate.
4 minutes into the third quarter, light rain coming over the top of the grandstand. It's not spoiling the game at this particular point of time as it comes to Roses in Bloom. He pushes it out to Gerke, playing very, very well indeed. There's Morton again, kicking the ball off the ground. Out to the outer side wing here, a rush for it. And the big fella in Sandfield there almost knocks a couple of Channel 7 attendants clean over.
It's going to be a real hard slog now, Jumbo, I think.
Oh, very, very dangerous. I never used to like the wet, JC, did you?
I love the wet, mate.
You love the wet?
Yep.
Well,
always on the ground.
You'll make it. Eastor, big fella Sanford, pushes the ball down to Lehman. I think the Roosters are going to really enjoy the rain. JC, do you think who's it going to benefit? You reckon?
I think it might advantage Norwood to a certain extent. I think Lehman and that were on top with the running, but now it's going to slow down and become a real slog. Jars and Macca and Rowe really come into their own, I think.
Norwood 7-5, North Adelaide 5-6. Anybody's game. 10 minutes into this first quarter as they chuck the footy in. Eastor pushes the ball down further forward. Over they come. Noonan in over the football. Comes to Troy Lehman and he can't pick it up. He just pushes it out. McIntosh is really shaking himself up there. He's on Morton. Harvey's getting a number of touches right over the ground. Tyson is in there as well. Only not much in it. Throw the ball in again, they say. Kick off the kick out of the air by Big Sanford. It comes to Daniels. Daniels pushes it to McCormack, the tough, hard player, pushes it down to the wing. Up they fly, punched away by Hollett. Who can get hold of the football? Over the top is Harvey. It comes to ground. He's got it again. He's like a ferret fed egg. He's in after the football. But these conditions still just peppering away with that slight breeze and slight rain, David.
Played 6.5 minutes third term and neither team has scored. Same at half-time, 7-5 to 5-6 on the Samsung scoreboard. Bounce down right in front of us. Rain still falling here. It's only lightly, but it's been raining for about 10 minutes now. Noonan gets tackled. The headlock applied there by McIntosh. And McIntosh, a real veteran campaigner. Umpire having a word to him too.
Well, it's a great tackle by McIntosh then, David, right over the top. It didn't give Noonan a sniff.
Nearly almost approaching 350 games. A marvellous effort from Gary McIntosh. A real trooper. Bounce down again. Favours Downsborough. Look for Tyson, but Jarman, Andrew Jarman, quick hands to Harvey again, around the body, up towards half forward. It's Bills free, Smart overran the footy. Oh, Phillips did well, the veteran, emerges from half back, looks for an option further field, just blasted it in the end. Up towards centre half forwards, Sanford couldn't take it. It's Bills free to the back to Bassett. He almost overran the footy, then did well. Speed his way through a couple of tackles. There's Harvey again. Hasn't had to move and takes the mark at centre wing.
He's absolutely killing them, Harvey. He's everywhere. His possessions would be absolutely unbelievable as he goes from the outer side. It's a poor kick. Downsborough pushes himself in front. Over the top as Tyson just ran straight into the North Adelaide player there on the ground. And also King is over the top of the ball. I think it sticks Phillips, the old warhorse there, number 27 it is.
I'll just check Harvey's possessions. How many possessions, Money? 25, Rick, so he's had a fairly busy day.
Down goes the football, anybody's game. Roses in Bloom pushes it down to Noonan. He's had a number of possessions here tonight. It goes over the top of Collins' head, comes to McCormack. He won't go, he'll go bang. Beautiful tackle there. I was expecting to see the ball at centre half forward. That's where it is now. Rowy's over the top of the footy. What can he do? Here come the Red Legs. They push the ball forward, but it's Davis down there, and he will just slowly push the ball out of play.
How's that smother there by Morton?
Oh, fantastic bit of play there by Morton. Jumbo just seemed to miss that one. He's expecting it down centre half forward, but great play by Morton.
Well, the Jumbo had the binoculars 50 forward, but Morton did smother it there. 7-5 to 5-6. Boundary throw in now. Up they go. Downsborough worked his way to the front. Posey. Norwood looking for the first goal in the third term. Smart might have kicked it. Oh, great play there. The opportunist Smart. Number 45, Nathan Smart, booted his first goal, and Norwood move out to 8 goals, 5-53. The Roosters 5-6, 36 on the Samsung scoreboard.
Now, JC, I can't understand why this fella doesn't get more of a game.
Yeah, well, Smarty actually kicked 5, I think, against Port at Adelaide Oval. Was fantastic, and then he suffered a severe virus and got really crook, which put him out of the side, and he's fought his way back. He kicked 6, I think, 2 weeks ago, 7 last week, and now he's back in the side and doing what he does best, kicking goals on that left foot. Quite a dangerous player.
9 minutes into the third quarter. Well done, JC, as the footy goes down. Norwood pushing forward. It comes to Harvey again. He pops it over the top of the right hand. It comes to Rowie. Get in there, son. Get after the football. It comes to Jarman. Gerke's in there. They're pushing and shoving. I tell you what, in these conditions, JC, there's
already a lot of packs forming.
There certainly are, and I think there Stix Phillips jumped on the top of Jars, and Jars said, hey, listen, I can't smell, get off me. Down goes the footy again, in comes the Big Roses. Downsborough's really starting to get into a bit of form. That's the form we know he can play. Out on the outer side, here comes Viney. He's been good in these conditions. Rainy, just a little slight rain coming over the top, no breeze to speak of. And the ball goes right out to the outer side. And I think, JC, we're going to see a lot more of this.
Yeah, definitely a lot of ball ups, a lot of throw-ins and a lot of tough tackling. And this is where probably a good test for Norwood and especially North Adelaide as well. I think it'll be a good battle now.
Football on 5AA thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7 Central's had a big win earlier in the day. They won by 74 points after being down by 18 at the first change. And Sturt went down to Woodville West Torrens by 5 points in a game they really needed to win. And across the border, the Western Bulldogs, top spot again, 17-point victors over St Kilda. Essendon by 83. And Adelaide went down to the Cats by 56 points at Cardinia Park. North Adelaide up towards centre-half forward. Daniels try to work it out to a teammate. They do it well too, the Redlegs, although now they're under pressure. It spins out towards Wintle. Free kick though to Gerke. Normally wears number 6 now with 24 on the back.
David Heppel's on and King off.
Thank you there. Comment there by Rick Jumbo Davies. The short kick. Here's that man Morton again. Well, he with Harvey are the biggest possession getters on the field. No doubt about that at all. Might test him though. Be kicking from 50 with the breeze. The ball a little bit slippery. Rain just starting to ease here at Football Park. Cars coming down the boulevard. KG will be on his way, all pumped up again. Should be a great clash too between Port Power and Fremantle. Oh, Morton with a screw punt. Goes about 60 metres and through for a point. Good attempt there from Danny Morton. Point on the board to North Adelaide. 5-7, that's their tally. Norwood 8-5 on the Samsung scoreboard.
Yeah, the wet ball travelling quite well there with the big torpedo punt, as the Victorians would say. But over here, I think it's a screwy, is it, Will?
Torpedo or screw, yeah, whatever you like. Yeah, a bit like a check side and banana and reversed.
Whatever it was, 11 minutes into the third quarter, it was a magnificent kick by the young star. Jerry D'Antosio. Dependable as ever. He goes to the outer side. Up they fly. Good mark there by the big fella Eastor. He's doing a very, very good job.
Do you like him, Rick?
Yeah, I saw him last Sunday. He's a left footer. I think he's come from Richmond. He's performing very well, JC, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely stepped up this year.
Also Downsborough. He's also performing very well today, and it's great to see as they push the ball down. Punched away then by Saunders from Jimmy West. Comes to Lehman. He's been very, very good. He goes to the outer side, over the top, and the umpire, I think, on the outer side there, the big fella in Sanford, yes it is, just made himself in the front spot. Good position from centre-half forward, and the umpires awarded Sanford.
Rain starting to ease too, so the conditions are improving. Kick now from Sanford up towards full forward. Jarman back there, arts the body, dropped what he should have taken. He's well supported though by, on that occasion, Fleming, who pumps it up towards Heppel. So too there was Harvey. He's had the ball on the string. You heard Johnny Cunningham say that before. He's played an extremely good game. Tries to find Tyson. Tyson spent it before he got it. The Roosters have the numbers. It was Lehman to Viney on the left boot up towards half forward. Jarman comes in late, but too late to stop the mark to the Roosters there as we see young Laddams, who received from Jeffries up towards full forward. 2-on-1, a bit of pushing and shoving. The umpire said illegally there from Parker. The second time he's done that tonight, and he's got to come back and either Bassett or Fleming will take it. It'll be Fleming.
Very disappointing then, JC, because Parker's got to be the one that's sort of got to mark those.
Yeah, he definitely needs to lead a bit more, but obviously the wet conditions making it a bit difficult for forwards now.
Out to Eastor, bad hand pass, Sanford takes it, he wheels around, here's something special, he goes for goal. I think the goal umpires just looked straight up and said, wrap up the chickens. A great goal there by Sanford. Pretty ordinary play there by the Norwood player.
Oh yeah, definitely an inspirational goal there from Sanford. He's spun from a few players and just whacked it on the boot without looking, and she's gone through straight from the middle.
Well, I know it's early, Rick, but I'm going to give that a National Pharmacy's magic moment. As JC said, he spun out of 3 tackles and booted his third goal exactly when North Adelaide needed one. The margin back to 10 points on the Samsung scoreboard. We've got a game on our hands again.
Yes, we certainly have. Channel 7, thank you very much. This is 5AA football. She's turning into be a beauty. 8-5, 53, 6-7, 43, so there's only 10 points back in it again as the ball goes down. Very good there, work there by Smart. He pushes it off to the long head Heppel. He runs into 50, he shoots for goal. What's it going to do? As the goal umpire just goes to his left, and JC, that would have been pretty important goal.
Yeah, pretty slick move there from Norwood. He's starting to get in the game a bit more now that the wet conditions have come about. And
was Heppel the St Kilda lad?
Yeah, Marty Heppel did his knee last year in the first game and has come back quite well.
Okay, North Adelaide to bring the ball back into play through Saunders. Brings it grandstand side. That's good too. It's a closer side to us. The good spoil from behind. And it was a great spoil there from Tyson over Lehman, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, James Tyson hasn't had as much dominance as in recent weeks. He's been suffering from the flu as well, so just lacking a bit of energy tonight.
Not a good place to get out to the Norwood Oval if they've all got the flu, JC.
No.
Played a great state game too, did Tyson. The tap-in goes back towards the full forward line for the Redlegs, but it's Phillips who picks it up and does it well. Finds Hodges, spears out a handball. Now they're all running, although the mistake made by Davis. Phillips off the ground, so too Jarman, soccer style. Should have been marked at centre-half forward. Recovering well was Smart on that occasion. Back towards Heppel. Had to have quick hands looking for Robs. They all converge on him. You throw a hanky over about 6 players there.
Yeah, the wet conditions definitely have an effect on the running game. I mean, the hand passing, you can't really have too many hand passes. You've got to get it forward kick quickly, and North Adelaide just broke down there with one too many hand passes.
Checking the Samsung scoreboard, Norwood 8 goals, 654. North Adelaide 6-7-43. The margin is 11 points.
Yes, young Hodges made a bad mistake that he should have kicked the footy. There's no question about that. It comes to Downsborough. Over the top of the ball is Phillips. He looks down the ground. Who is it out there again? Harvey. Fair dinkum. He's getting it all the afternoon. He pushes the ball down. Young Heppel makes the front spot. The umpire looks and says, over the top of his shoulder. What a decision that was. He should have marked the ball, JC.
Yeah, definitely a bit lucky there.
That was terrible.
Yeah, they tend to play these soft ones around goal too, which makes it even worse.
That was a shocker. Anyway, Heppel's got hold of the ball. He's about 45 metres out, 8-6-54 to 6-7. Comes in with a big left foot, pushes the ball straight into the square, up they fly. Punched away by, on that occasion, by Davis. Comes down to Phillips. He's had a very, very good influence on this game. And McIntosh just smothers the ball off. And the ball goes out about 15 metres around from the Norwood goal. And
Mac is still struggling to get in the game, and that's probably something that's having a bit of a negative effect on Norwood.
Yeah, McIntosh, I think you're right, probably the lowest possessions he's ever had in the game tonight. Very few. We can check them after as Hollett now tries to burrow his way through the pack. He comes back to Saunders. The umpire's picked up a free kick. He's going to the Roosters, although the advantage played now. And Morton on the far side is in front of the scoreboard. Rain starting to fall heavily again. His kick was a shocker. Has been marked out there by Daniels. He doesn't waste any time. Finds policeman Pitt. So the policeman brings it up towards full forward. Out comes Malloy. Least forced a contest. The ball gets ferried towards full forward. West a good smother. Smart there too. Desperate stuff there from North Adelaide defence. Comes off hands and out of bounds right alongside the behind post, left full forward pocket.
Yeah, there's a bit of potluck out there at the moment. The ball's sort of doing what it likes. It's so slippery, and the players have got to be very sure with their hands at the moment. Definitely try and get 2 hands to the ball and get your body behind it.
Norwood by 11. Deep in their forward line. It comes down now towards Malloy, who goes to ground. Probably wearing the rubber stoppers. They should have changed them at half-time. They should have known the rain was coming. As West to Morton, though. He's done well on the last line. Spears it out towards half-back. Tyson very tired looking. You heard him say he had the flu. He's had the flu for a few weeks now. And it comes off his boot and goes out of bounds.
17 minutes into this third quarter, and JC, she's a ripper.
Yeah, definitely a real tough contest now.
8-6 to 6-7, 11 points as the boundary umpire throws the ball in. Roses has just pushes out of the road to Downsborough. In comes Phillips. He's been fantastic. Grabbed by Heppel and Tyson. All over the top of the ball. And I think in this last half, I know we're 18 minutes into the third quarter, JC, but she's going to be a scramble from here.
Yeah, definitely. The players are really going to have to tighten up around the ball and definitely put their bodies on the line now. They're going to be a few sore boys at the end of this night.
Up she goes. The central umpire decides to throw it up as Harvey again. Oh, there sticks Phillips again, pushing his way in as only a little bit of experience tells. Tosh really should be playing well. Rose in there, Tyson's in there, big fella Macca's in there. So all the big guns for the Norwood Footy Club are in there. Up she goes again. Who can get hold of the ball? Punched away by Downsborough. In again, in there going. Who's going to break first? And it comes out to Viney. Viney pushes the ball out to the outer side wing. There's a race for it. And in over the top is McCormack. And I think it was number 32 there. And that's that young fella Laddams, Wilds. And he looks lightly tight.
Yeah, he's only a youngster, and I think he's in the Till Cup squad too. young Chris Laddams.
Good experience for him playing on a seasoned campaigner such as McCormack too. You'll learn a lot tonight.
Now we see the ball taken from Heppel out of the ruck, up towards half forward. Good contest there too, provided by Sutherland. Comes down towards Viney, overruns the footy. Smart goes back after it. Morton tries to apply a tackle. It's heavy work there at centre half forward. And the rain continues to fall. Cars coming in now, though not a big crowd at the moment. We're still, well, about an hour and a quarter away from the start of the big game. Football on 5AA, thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7.
Yes, a very good game of football. The umpires now are throwing it up. Roses in bloom, pushes the ball down. Good work there by Noonan. He's starting to get hold of the football there. Good work on the outer side to Harvey again. He goes to Daniels. What can he do? He goes out on his left foot on the outer side. I don't think there's too many Norwood players. Yes, there is out there as Malloy. It comes to Davis. He's been pretty good. Malloy all over the top, but the umpire says play on. And Davis pushes the ball out. A little few claps here. And, of course, Davis looks at the umpire, JC, and says, hey, what about over the shoulder?
Yeah, obviously there's going to be more attention paid to the bloke who goes in first. So, obviously, North Adelaide want to get in front.
8-6 to 6-7. Very, very important game here as Jarman pushes the ball out to Malloy. What can he do? Davis just pushes the ball out again. And it's going to be pretty important for the Norwood side. McIntosh and Harvey getting fair dinkum. He has absolutely got leather poisoning, Wilds.
Certainly has. Winners today in the AFL, the Western Bulldogs, Essendon and Geelong.
In it comes again. Roses in bloom, punches it down and stacks on the mill. Hollett's over there, and there's the runner for Norwood. Whipping in and just grabbing hold of Malloy and saying, listen, big fella, we just need a goal here. It's important. 20 minutes into this third quarter, you're just going to have to do something. Just lead to the ball. Downsborough. Roses in bloom, over the top, punches it out. It comes to Obbs. Obbs goes onto his left foot. Now, what can they do here? Up to the centre of the ground. Davis is flying. It's just drifting out to the outer side. Smart. He's over the football. He pushes it to Heppel. Heppel, North Adelaide, really desperate. It comes to Viney. Here comes Harvey again. He gets out of the road from McIntosh. McIntosh flies in and puts the ball out. Just a handball out into the open. Obbs just pushed Roses in bloom out of the road. Fair dinkum, that'll be a task. JC, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I think, well, Harvey there had the run of the ball, though. He's running away from goal. I think Macca probably should have let him go, later Shepherd, and given Harves the option to give off to Jarman, who was probably alone and could have had a shot at goal there.
McIntosh having a very dirty day, or dirty night, if you like. Up goes Downsborough, tapped out towards Obbs. Obbs on the far side in front of the scoreboard, breaks away from a tackle, brings it up towards West, who's been very quiet. The ball didn't sit for him, but James West goes after it again. Paddles it off the ground. There's two Norwood players there. One's Tyson, gives it off to Heppel. Heppel lines up the goals from 35 out. Malloy's there too, one-on-one. Good contest there. And in the end, it's thumped out of bounds. Might have been Davis back there. And it goes over the line and out of play.
Yeah, a real game of 1%ers now. I think the knock-ons and the Shepherds and stuff like that are really coming into play.
The Samsung scoreboard, Norwood 8-6-54, North Adelaide 6-7-43, 11-point ball game. Up they go. Rosenboom. Backhanded back, did it well. Out comes Stephen Rowe. He too's been a quiet play. Gets tackled to the ground by Sutherland. And the umpire said holding the ball.
Yeah, good decision there for the umpire.
Yeah,
okay.
I thought it was a fantastic decision because JC, he just ducked his head, didn't he?
Yeah, he knew there was players coming at him and he could have got rid of it before he took them on.
2-on-1, so you two win. Rick Davis and John Cunningham. Up now, the ball goes back towards centre wing, grandstand side. Good hands by McIntosh. He found Daniels, who hooks it around the body into the attacking 50. Downsborough comes out. He can't do much with the footy. It spills free to Harvey. Harvey tries to find a teammate, but it's Phillips who emerges with the footy. He's at half back. Chip short to Collins. Good play, and away go the Roosters. He can have a bounce, but Collins decides to go long as we approach three-quarter time. 23 minutes says the time clock. Out on the far side is Obbs. With him is Hodges. Obbs and Hodges. Hodges wins out. They go to ground now. Should be a ball up. The umpire will come in and say, give it to me. And he does on the far side of Football Park.
Good work there by Collins, the former Crow. He's, well, not the former, I think he's still down there, isn't he?
Yeah, in the squad.
And performing pretty well tonight. He just went straight down the ground as the ball goes up. Pushing and shoving in there. Come on, what can the Roosters do? It comes to Hodges. He pushes the ball along the ground. It comes back to 32, which is Laddams. On the outer side there is young Morton again. It comes over the top. And Parker. He's given away more kicks today, David. It's just terrible. He just needs to get hold of the football as it comes to Jarman. Over it comes to Dale Fleming and he picks it up.
He's had a good year, JC, Dale Fleming.
Yeah, Fleming's really fitted in well at full back and playing in front all the time and takes the ball quite well.
Dale Fleming pushes the ball out to this outer side wing here in front of us and Jarman puts himself up. Play on, says the umpire, and it comes down to Sticks Phillips again. He pushes it to centre half forward, punched away by Dale Fleming. Good game of footy now, boys. Comes to McIntosh. He handballs to Rowie. It was the wrong decision. And over the top, bad luck, Rowie. The handball wasn't good enough, and it comes to Noonan. Noonan to Roses in Bloom to Viney. Viney goes to the outer side. Was looking out there, I think he was looking out there for Lehman, but the ball just dropped short, and it found Hodges at centre half forward.
Shane Hodges with the footy. I can't believe my eyes. McIntosh has missed the body in the last two attempts. The kick in a long spiralling torpedo punt goes towards full forward. It spins out now. Wintle tried to find Morton, who went without the footy. Jantoshi went straight through. Got to be a free kick to the Roosters there. Cop one high. And he gets up, and that would hurt Hodges again. So 2 free kicks in a minute and a 25-metre penalty. Was that because Smart ran over the mark? Ran through?
Not too sure, Wildy. I think it might have been something technical
David,
like that.
No problems at all. He just ran, when the free was given, Hodges, Smart just ran straight through the mark.
Well, an important kick as North Adelaide can get to within 5 points. Rain still teeming down here at Football Park. 25 minutes gone. And a very important kick in the context of this game. Hodges from 25 out. Kick on its way. He might have just snuck it through. I think he has. Yeah, good kick there to Hodges, and North Adelaide now go to 7 goals to 7, all the 7s. Norwood are 8-6, the margin back to 5 points.
Yeah, it's a critical goal there. The Norwood players just sort of not adjusting to the wet weather well, trying to give the quick give, and it's important now that the players adjust from, they've had a free-flowing game for the first half, and now there's terrible conditions. They must just get the ball on quickly and just do the not very pretty football, but constructive football that gets it down the ground quickly.
Well, it is winter, there's no question of that, and of course we've got the big game, Freo versus Port Adelaide. Norwood 8-6 to North Adelaide 7-7 as the footy goes down. She's going to be a tough old slog now as North Adelaide push forward from young Lehman. Pushed in the back, the umpire saying, hey, listen, this Hodges, he's had 3 kicks in 3 minutes. He's had 3 frees, he's kicked 1 goal, and North Adelaide are shaping up a little bit better in these conditions as he pushes the ball away. Good smother there by Obbs. Comes out to Gerke, now wearing the number 24, back to Noonan. What can he do with it? He's always very creative. He, in turn, goes back to, I think, Morton there, who charges down the middle of the ground, up over. Come on, Parker, can you take a grab? Push through there. Holding the ball, says the umpire. No, he doesn't. That was the crowd that was saying holding the ball. And number 38 there on your screen is Wintle getting hold of the football. Well, I tell you what, she's a pretty good game now. 26 minutes, almost 3/4 time, and not much in it. Only a kick as Fleming, who's played fantastic football tonight, sees nobody down the ground on the outer side. And number 25 there on your screen. There's no number 25. Wills, have you picked that one up?
Sutherland.
That is Sutherland, and you've picked it up, JC. You've told me 20 times. A fella ought to know. Very, very encouraging game as the umpire throws it back into play. Up they go. Roses is back in form. Plucks it out of the air. Pushes it down inside the 50, Wills. And, well, who's your tip? This is anybody's game.
You've got to stay with the Norwood. I think the breeze is perhaps worth a goal going towards the lake end, Rick. It's 8-6, 54 to 7, 7-49, the margin, 5 points. Waiting now for the Rucks to set themselves. They need to spark the Redlegs. It's been all North Adelaide since quarter time. Parker, with the very slippery conditions. Lehman can put the Roosters in front, and he's just missed to the right-hand side. He knows it too. He puts the hands to the head. It really should have been a goal from 15 metres out.
Extremely costly miss there for North Adelaide. It would have been quite handy going in. They would have been in front at 3/4 time. That would have been a very handy position to be in.
Samsung scoreboard shows Norwood leading by 4 points. Dan Toshi with the football. Can go short, just does that little toe poke to himself. Gains about 10 metres. Looks for Eastor. The Giant puts up his hands, couldn't take the mark. He gets shipped out to Noonan. Noonan goes back to Sanford. It's a high kick as the siren sounds. North Adelaide going to attack again as Big Mal Brown walks past. A good game of footy. You heard Rick Davies say it's on 5AA. It's 3/4 time before the big one. This is a curtain raiser. Port Power and Fremantle shortly. They really are upsetting Norwood.
Well, they haven't upset them as yet, but after a shaky start, I thought how far Norwood, but in that quarter, the goal kickers, Gerke, Parker, each one. Parker's going to have to actually get in front and give a bit of a yelp this quarter. 1 to Shane Hodges. He had 3 free kicks right in about 3 minutes. 3 to Sanford and 1 to Jeffries. And, of course, for Norwood, Malloy with 3, Harvey with 3. He's been sensational. Singles to Rowe and Nathan Smart. Very even contest here at Football Park. The people streaming down the boulevard here. What's going to be a very, very exciting game. And, of course, Well, now the conditions are a little bit damp, boys. I would say Port Adelaide are the start favourites.
Port Adelaide, North Adelaide, but yeah, you're right. North Adelaide will probably start a favourite. They trail by 4 points. Umpire holds the ball aloft. Should be a wonderful last quarter. It's on 5AA as always. Up they go. Easter and Rosenboom. Comes down to Noonan. You reckon the first goal's not important? Harvey slips out a handball, literally, to Pitt. Pitt on the left boot, brings it grandstand side centre wing. In fact, he conceded a bit of ground, a couple of metres. It wobbles, 1, 2, 3 out of bounds. Right half forward flank for the Roosters.
I reckon we could see a fair few out of bounds this quarter, fellas.
You're going to have to score a goal, though. It'd be defensive play, but Norwood under pressure. Waiting now for the rucks to set themselves. Up they go. Crowd still starting to come in. Not too many here at Footy Park at the moment. They're all leaving it to the last moment. You'd expect a crowd of around 35,000 tonight. The Port Power going for win number 8. And Adelaide, of course, today sitting at 7 and 6, losing their last 2 on the trot.
4 points, North Adelaide down by 4. Gurkey comes over the top and the umpires picked out a free. I think it's going to go to the big fella there at Eastor. Very, very important that he performs pretty well in this last quarter. As we mentioned, big Sanford there just trying to put himself in the front spot, but I think Gurkey came over the top and the free as it went accordingly. Very good performance by the umpires tonight. Last quarter. 4 points down the Roosters as Eastor punches the ball up along the outside wing over the top. Beautiful kick. The big Roses in bloom. Wilds stands back there with his, well, he looks like he's got track shoes on. And of course, with these damn conditions, thump. He goes thump with the football back to where it came. Over the top of the pack. Here comes Troy Lehman. Kicks the ball off the ground. Very, very clever. Over the top of Dale Fleming. All over him down there in North Adelaide. And Parker rushes in. And number 31 there also is Jeffries. In the 50-metre line, JC, and pretty promising.
Yeah, definitely think Eastor and Rosebery, that contest is going to have a telling factor in this last quarter.
Up she goes, pushed away there by McCormack, but the umpire's seen a free. He's rushing in. There's 1 2 metres from him and gave no free at all. The umpire there, number 8, has seen a free. Sanford goes back to that player.
He's going for goal number 4, big fella.
Goal number 4, and this is going to put him in front. What do you think, JC?
Yes, well, Sanford has proven himself in front of goals. Wet ball, but I reckon he may just kick this. 2
minutes into the last quarter, and what a cracker it's going to be. He goes through his little joint, goes right over the football. I can't bend it that far at all. Comes in, goes past the 50-metre line and goes bang. What's happened? Up it goes, and of course Parker down there, he does that little clap. The goal umpire goes, thank you very much. And they go on at North Adelaide. Very, very important goal. And they go to 8 goals 8. 2 points ahead of Norwood now. The pressure's really come on them, Wilds. 8 goals 6.
Yeah, I may have to apologise to all the Norwood supporters out there for picking a kick that I might have to start telling him to kick points and he might start kicking them. But Sanford has definitely had a great effect after quarter time. He's certainly got on top there at centre forward and playing quite well.
And for the first time in the game, the Roosters have hit the front. 2.5 minutes gone, final term. Jarman, what can he do? They need some Jarman magic. He gets after the football, burrows his head down, gang tackled by 4 or 5 red and white jumpers. The umpire says, give it to me, and we'll have take 2.
Jarman's been a bit quiet of late, boys.
We haven't got the courtesy of the stats. He's still probably piled up a few, but can Norwood answer? You'd think they might be able to. Up towards half forward. It's although the Roosters sticks Phillips, holds his ground, puts down the flag, and he kicks it out towards centre wing. Gurkey still running hard. Off the ground on that occasion went Harvey, and it goes out of bounds. Right in front of us here, centre wing, grandstand side. We'll check the scores. North Adelaide lead by 2 points.
Beautiful game of football, no question. A crackerjack before the big one as the ball comes in. What can Norwood do? They're going to have to score now as it comes down to Wobbs. He's been a very, very good player. He streams down the outside wing, pushes it up, and this has been where they've broken down. Sticks Phillips, the McGarry medalist, been a fantastic player for the Roosters, and he's kept them out all night as it goes to Hodges. Here come the Roosters as it comes to Viney. He drops the football, streams through the centre of the ground, and looking out on the outer side there for Collins. And Collins is, come on, Pitt, keep back, and the umpire rushes in and says, righto, you've got hold of the footy now, what are you going to do with it? Right on the centre of the line, 2 points up. As Collins comes in, brings it inside the 50. Eastor puts himself in the front, comes to McCormack. He hasn't done a lot tonight. Goes to the outer side. It's going to be a rush on here. Goes over the top to 25. This is Sullivan. Comes to Nathan Smith and the umpire. I can't believe this. The umpire's giving free kicks all over the ground, and it comes to Sullivan, who wearing number 25. He comes inside and sees Noonan. North Adelaide, Josie, just look like they're just
they're
going
definitely
ahead.
got control of the game at the moment. Norwood definitely breaking down across half forward. They're going to have to certainly work hard to get some ascendancy around the forward line, Norwood.
Little Timmy Noonan right on the 50. He kicks the ball right over the top out to centre half forward. Punched away. There it comes to Heppel. Heppel pushes it onto his right hand, which is not his normal leg. And what's the umpire done now?
Another free kick for too high on Heppel there, I think, Jumbo.
Fair dinkum. Why don't they let it go, these umpires? It's been a great game of footy. Wilkes, what do you think?
Well, I think North Adelaide, as we said, they got the momentum. As you see Heppel now, just backward of centre. Norwood going towards the lake end. There's his kick, thumping left-footed too. They've got no one to take a mark. Downsborough in front. Second attempt couldn't do so. Rose had an ordinary night. Tackled high, said the umpire. It was there. And Stephen Rowe over shot for goal from 50. And you'd think too far out to score.
The players are getting very desperate on their attack on the footy and the body. I think they sort of have to just be careful with their tackling. The umpires are definitely paying the free kicks when they're there.
A couple of North Adelaide players are very sore in that contest there too. One of them was Brendan Phillips limping away from the battle. As Rose kicked short, he not the right option. Hollett did well, stood his ground, bouncing ball towards the centre. North Adelaide through Gerke, gets tackled. Norwood now appear to have the numbers. Dan Toshia, they all dive in. And play comes to a standstill once again. Good bit of footy. North Adelaide lead by 2 points on the Samsung scoreboard.
Yeah, certainly the wrong option there from Rowe to go short from outside 50.
6 minutes into the last quarter, 2 points in favour of the Roosters as footy goes down over the top, all over the top of the. Can they get it out? The umpire just letting it go for a couple of minutes. He's paid a number of free kicks just after disposal and just around the shoulders, and I suppose with the conditions being damp, I suppose that's a fair thing to do. Tosses the ball up. What can Norwood do? They're going to have to do something as Sanford grabs the ball out. It comes down there to Collins, I think it is. He shoots for goal. He puts it up in the air. What can they do? It just all punched away. Comes over the top. Beautiful work there on the outer side by number 32. And that is the young Laddams. And it's right alongside of the point post in the Roosters forward line.
Yeah, North Adelaide may have to work really hard here to keep it inside their 50 and keep the pressure on Norwood.
Boundary throw in. North Adelaide, you'd think only need a couple of more goals to win this game. They lead by 2 points. The hurry kick to Dan Toshia. Tyson breaks a tackle. Here's a chance for Norwood. Jarman. The ageing legs go after the footy. He collects it at the half-back, can have a bounce. Now looks further field for a teammate. Fires it out towards Smart. The kick had to be good. The kick was perfect. And Smart marks out of side centre wing. So Nathan Smart with the footy on the left boot. This is where they're breaking down up towards Downsborough. Bit of pushing and shoving. Over the back goes Big Rosenboom towards the boundary line. Stephen Rowe said deliberate. The umpire said mind your own business. Throw it in.
Well, there's no question, boys, that was deliberate out on the... deliberately pushed out by the Big Roses, but he's performed pretty well. Out on the 50-metre line, 2 points the Roosters lead. We are about 7 minutes into this first quarter as it pushes it down. It comes to Gerke. He comes in over the top and Noonan. Noonan gets it over to Viney and they've messed it up. No, he gets it back again. He decides to kick it long this time and he goes out to Collins. Collins, Smart slips over. He wheels around onto his right leg and pushes the ball into centre half forward. Hodges has got hold of the ball. Has he got a handball? He decides to not. Here they come. Pushes it inside 50. What can they do now as the big fella bumbles out now and Jeffries all over the top and the umpire says, play on. I'll do the umpiring. You just worry about the playing as it comes to Fleming. Right in front of us here. Norwood the turnover. What can they do down to centre half forward? Jarman pushes and shoves. Goes over the top of his head. Comes to Gerke. Gerke pushed it over to Viney. They've been pretty good. They've been pretty good all night, the defence. And they work the ball on out of bounds. Right in front of us.
Players definitely getting very tired at the moment. It's a big challenge now for Norwood to try and get back in front.
8.5 minutes gone. Football on 5AA. Thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7. It's been a pretty spirited contest too between Norwood and North Adelaide. Norwood going for 11 on the trot. The Roosters in a bit of form too. The tap came down to Heppel towards the vacant half forward line. Out comes Malloy, who's booted 3 goals. Misses it. Davis gets after him. Tries to pick up the ball. Goes towards the boundary line. Saunders has killed West tonight. West doesn't like these conditions. That's James West. Comes off hands and goes out of bounds. 50 metres out from the red leg goal. And they're going towards the lake end.
Yeah,
Jimmy West is coming off.
Yep.
Oh, he's had a shocking night. Hasn't kicked a goal tonight. Hasn't looked like getting a kick. Waiting now for the Rucks to set themselves. North Adelaide defence is held supreme. Up they go. Bit of pushing and shoving. McIntosh, he's had a dirty night also. Tries to burrow his way through the pack. Jarman's there. Morton's there. They dive on top of him. And we'll see another ball up. Scrappy football. North Adelaide desperate. And they're clinging to a 2-point lead. 9 minutes gone, final term.
Great game of football here on 5AA, brought to you by Channel 7. 9 minutes into the last quarter, 2 points the Roosters lead by in the 50-metre for Norwood. What can they do? They've been sensational all year. Under a little bit of pressure by the young Roosters. As the umpire throws the ball in the air, up goes Big Roses. It comes to Rowe onto his left foot. What can he do? It goes straight up into the air. Who can mark it? But down there, Sanders has been very, very good. And also Davis. Phillips alongside of him, and Viney. 2 points in it. The Roosters just hanging on right in the 50-metre line for Norwood. They punch the ball forward. Here's an opportunity for Harvey. No, it goes away from him. Rowe, what can he do? It follows over the top and he fumbles. And of course, well, JC, a bit of fumbling here when Norwood have been, well, both sides have been pretty good all night.
Yeah, definitely the pressure's increased a great deal, and with the wet weather, it's also made it a lot harder. But I think North definitely on top of the ruck at the moment. Rosenboom definitely getting his hands to the ball quite often.
Time clock ticking down, 10.5 minutes gone, or just inside the boundary line. Obst has it, he's at the 50, centres play, red and white jumpers, if they need a mark, it spills free, comes down towards Gerke, he's dispossessed, Andrew Jarman dives on the footy, clever handball looking for Heppel, he's crunching the clinches there. Norwood now force it forward, Smart has a shot at goal from 35 out and has kicked it. Norwood have taken back the lead. Still plenty of time for the Roosters. Norwood lead by 4 points on the Samsung scoreboard. That's Smart's second goal. And to say the least, JC, they needed that one.
Yeah, definitely a polished bit of play there from Nathan Smart. There's a lot of fumbling, and Gerke probably should have kicked it off the ground to clear it, but Smart swooped on it, and with that trusty left foot of his, put it through the middle. Yeah,
well, North Adelaide have been very good on the handball all night, and on that occasion, right in within their 50-metre line, they messed it up. They should have kicked it long, as you mentioned, JC, but that puts Norwood back in front as she goes back into the centre. Up they fly. They've been very good. Rowe and Jarman, it's almost as if they're clicked into gear and said, hey, we haven't lost all season. We're not going to lose now. As it comes to Pitt, he pushes the ball out to Harvey on the outer side. He's been sensational. Tyson's also been very, very good, but he just drops the ball. All tired players here now. It's just a matter now of North Adelaide. Can they get the ball back into their 50 and have a score?
Definitely a next goal, very crucial if North can get back in front. But I think if Norwood get the next one, it just creates that extra bit of buffer for them.
4 points Norwood lead by. Ball comes in on the outer side. I think she's going to go out of bounds. The umpire runs in. As you mentioned, very tired players, big Ian Downsborough.
You think North would have to get the next goal, though, wouldn't you, Rick, just the way the game's going?
Yes, you would certainly think that. Although we're only 12 minutes into this last quarter, 4 points the difference. I don't think they'll run out of time yet. Good work here. She comes again. It comes to Hollett. Viney palms it off. Shouldn't have palmed it off. Kick it, son, for God's sake. You got a chance of winning the game. Hodges comes to him. He messes it up. It comes out to Hollett. Hollett over to Saunders. Saunders looks within the 50. Who can they do? Gutsy work there by Daniels. It comes to Fleming. They're messing it up. They're handballing it. It's not. Jerry D'Antocchio gets the footy. He pushes the ball out. Good work there now. Troy Lehman. No, they're still messing around. Here it comes. Number 9 is Morton. He gets hold of the football and goes within 50. Who can mark it? Over the top of the pack comes Sanford. Fair dinkum. Kicked off the ground, tried to by Irwin, comes to Noonan, they're messing around. Oh, it goes, beautiful work with Noonan, and Parker takes the mark right in the square and kicks a very, very good goal. But JC, he was going to go to the left-hand side. He had to have a look and see, hey, the point post is there, and he had to check himself.
Yes, he nearly did the old Malcolm Blight and run through and put it through the points. That would have been a bit of a shock to the North supporters, but yeah, some fantastic efforts of the football there, and the ball, Nord couldn't quite clear it. Then Morton with a quick kick forward and a bit of luck, and over the top to Parker, who put it through for the goal.
North Adelaide lead by 2 points. The change made Clements on, and didn't quite see who went off. They're making the changes. Peter Rowe under pressure for the first time this year. Stephen Rowe, the ball went out towards him. Timmy Noonan, Norwood, North Adelaide surged forward again. Out comes Bassett. With him is Parker. Oh, good pace by Bassett. Backed himself in. Found Pitt, who hooks it around the body about 15 metres up towards half forward. A big pack went at the footy. No one could take the mark. North Adelaide defence is holding firm. Phillips spins out of a tackle up towards half forward. Now Norwood under all sorts of pressure. McIntosh lays a good tackle. It's at half forward left. The Roosters through Morton. Hooks it around the body to Parker, who's marked. Well, Parker's a very good kick. He's kicked two. North Adelaide look the better side, and Parker will kick towards the golf course end from about 40 metres out. Once again, if you can kick this, you might be all over.
Yeah, once again, Morton creative there with his swooping on the ball and picking up the loose ball out there on the half-foot flank, and a clever kick in to find Parker.
Gee, what a year Danny Morton's having. So the ball now with Parker. Brendan Parker.
He needs to kick this, Wilds, because he's done 4 or 5 shocking things tonight, giving free kicks away.
Well, he's normally a pretty good kick. He has booted 2, one in the second, one in the fourth. Norwood have only kicked 2 goals since half-time. A chance for them to extend their lead to 8 points. There's his kick. What's he done? Oh, I think it might be through. Touch, says the umpire, right on the last centimetre. Big Eastall put up the hands, a point to North Adelaide. They lead by 3 points on the Samsung scoreboard, 15 minutes gone.
A critical rush behind there. Great effort from Eastie to get his hands up and touch the ball, and it just keeps Norwood in the game. Still plenty of time, though.
Ball comes in from Jerry D'Antosia. They've got to settle. It comes to McCormack. He decides to go straight to the centre of the ground. He fires the ball, punched away by the Big Roses. He pushes the ball out, kicked off the ground by Daniels. What can they do? Comes on out there to Gerke. And no, he pushes the ball just out of the outer side. And what are we, 15 minutes into this last quarter, 3 points in front. North Adelaide with the lead by 3 points. Norwood under pressure for probably the first time for the year, winning 10 on the trot. The ball comes in. Downsborough pushes the ball down to Macca. What can you do, son? He gets hold of the ball and pushes through the pack. But North Adelaide's defence have been sensational, JC, all night.
Yeah, definitely. Phillips has led from the front down there at half-back and controlled everything that's come down virtually in the second half.
15 minutes into the last quarter, as I mentioned. They're everyone almost to a walk now. Norwood desperately need Jarman to do something, or McIntosh to do something, and of course North Adelaide, Morton, Noonan, just getting hold of the ball, especially in these conditions. Speak of the devil, there he is, Morton. He's got hold of the ball, pushes it down on his left foot, and pushes it almost to the 50-metre line for North Adelaide. You'd almost think, Wilds, that if the Roosters can just get another goal, it would just put it out of the reach of the Redlegs.
I have to say that's exactly right, Jumbo, but it's a 3-point ball game, plenty of time left. There won't be a lot of time on, though.
Well, we've got the umpire. He's pulled the calf, or he's pulled the hamstring.
Waiting now for Eastall up against Sanford. Play on the far side in front of the scoreboard. The umpire limping off too, so they're down to 2, and then there were 2. North Adelaide through Morton. Tries to find a teammate on the far side. Scrambly stuff, scrappy stuff. Lehman's there too. Just keeps it in. Out comes Park, and out goes out. We're going to see another boundary thrown in front of the 5AA sign. It's North Adelaide by 3 points on the Samsung scoreboard.
Yeah, great game of football here for the big opener. Port Power versus the Fremantle Dockers. Cage will be sensational tonight. He'll be fired right up to see the Port Power boys get home. Well, let's see who can get home in this particular game. North Adelaide, after being down early, have fought back in the second and third quarters to be 4 points, 3 points up here at the 17 minutes mark. And JC, do you think they can hold on?
Yeah, definitely. I think Rosenboom is still getting the ball down to Morton and Gerke and these types, and Jars and Mack are just struggling to get their hands on the footy because of the dominance of the...
I think Norwood are just lacking a rover about the JC's size and weight. He'll be back before long as it comes to Gerke. He looks towards goals and fires. The goal umpire doesn't even worry about putting up a finger, and it goes out of bounds right alongside the point post for the Roosters.
Goal scorers tonight, Sanford's booted 4-2 to Parker. For Norwood, Malloy 3, Harvey 3, Smart 2. The kicks covered about 12 metres. Mark taken by Stephen Rowe. Gee, they haven't looked good at all tonight to Norwood, but full marks to the Roosters. That's exactly why they haven't looked good. Eastall flies at the footy. Sanford brings it down to Noonan, pushed in the back was he by Bassett. Jarman spins out of a tackle, did it well. Eastall, now they're running McCormack. Off the side of the boot, up towards half forward. Almost a mark taken. The umpire said a push. It's going to Viney. And Jay Viney with the kick. It's been a fairly handy pick-up from Sturt. Third year now at North Adelaide. In he comes. Time ticking away at 18 minutes 40. The clock says. Up towards Pitt, who couldn't take the mark. Very hard to take a clean grab now. Laddams runs the ball over the line and out of play. 9 goals, 660. North Adelaide 9-9-63. The Roosters by 3 points.
Yeah, North, if they can just hold their position now and just play percentage football, they should win this game.
Good work there by the Roses in Bloom. Comes to Noonan, creative Noonan. He pushes the ball up. Oh, beautiful mark, I think, by Parker. The umpire says, look, you've been grizzled all night. Don't think you're going to get one now. No way. And, of course, the ball just goes out.
Bit stiff there, Parker. He had a good hold of it, but just a hand there at the end.
He's been grizzled all night. Neither would I give him one. He's given away a number of free kicks. It comes to Hodges. Pushed out of the way. Here comes Stephen Rowe, looking for the mark, looking for the free kick, but not coming. Well, if Norwood are going to get up, they're going to have the ball up the other end. 20 minutes into this last quarter. The Roosters lead by 3 points, and they've probably been the better side in the last half as it comes to Jarman. Jarman gets it over to Daniels, coming back from injury. He gets it to Pitt. They're going to have to get it up the other end, as I mentioned. Over the top comes to Obbs. What can Macca do? He can't do anything. It comes to Collins. There's no luck at all for them. It comes to ground down there. Now, who's this on the outer side there? It's number 28, and he gets hold of the footy and brings it around. Number 28 there is young Kellett. And he's done a few useful things tonight as well, but the Roosters...
A couple of costly misses there, Jumbo,
yeah,
for the Roosters. They've had a chance to put Norwood away and be sorry side for that Norwood make them pay now.
Yeah, 4 points. 4 points the Roosters lead by at the 20-minute mark.
So there's another big name.
A big name, Dennis Committee. Don't worry about him. Just listen to the 5-day commentary. Just listen to the old cage. You won't go wrong as Jerry Dantoshia pushes the ball out. Good work by the veteran. And he finds the bald one out there, the superstar Jars.
Jarman now at half-back. Probably about 3 or 4 minutes left in the game. With a stop-start footy again by the Redlegs. They work it up towards outer side centre wing. Pack set themselves. No one can take a mark. West has been disappointing. Troy Lehman tries to burrow his way through the pack. So too Hollett. They'll just try and hold it in. They do so. We'll see another ball up outer side centre wing. 9-10-64 to 9-6-60. Football on 5AA. Thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7. And another big game to commence at 8:10 tonight. Fremantle playing the Port Power. Port looking for win number 8. They had a fantastic season. Up they go again. It's scrappy. Jarman still trying to work very hard. He's wrapped up there on the far side. And we'll see another ball up.
Well, Phillips has been very, very good. And, of course, as you mentioned, David, the game next coming up, the Port Power versus the Fremantle Dockers. And, of course, you'll be calling it KG and the Magic. Up she goes. Punched down by Downsborough. What can Norwood do? Not much. And it comes to Morton. Just a little chip over the top, and it's out there on the outer side to Gerke. He's hemmed in. It comes back to Morton. And the boundary umpire runs around and says out of bounds on the full. Well,
JC, they've got to try and change the players. I mean, get it across the ground. But
yeah, definitely. Something's got to happen here.
Well, just an ordinary bit of play would be magnificent. They've been doing it all year. And there's the policeman. And he puts it right into the big fat stomach of the big Roses in Bloom. And he's played sensational. He has been magnificent. Apart from that second quarter when he had a bit of a break and he gets hold of the football and he punches it into the 50. In front is Parker, pushed away, comes to Pitt. Here's Harvey, he's been sensational. Comes to Clements. What can he do with it? What can the Redlegs do? And it comes to Bassett and he punches the ball out to the outer side. Downsborough spoils. It comes back. Come on, McIntosh, get hold of the ball. He runs in and out. Pars down with his right foot, right along the boundary. Come on, boys, get it inside. And has just pushed it to the outer side. North Adelaide Wilds, well, they deserve to win here.
Just about home. Still time, probably a couple of minutes. Time ticking away, 22-30. 4-point ball game. North Adelaide lead. Norwood have held the lead most of the night. Up goes West. Comes down towards Andrew Jarman, who tries to spin out of a tackle. Couldn't do so. North Adelaide now under pressure. Jarman to McIntosh. A bit of experience there. Around the body, Rosenbloom. He's been magnificent. You heard the jumbo, and he takes another mark, wraps it up on the big chest.
Yeah, Rosenberg definitely had a positive effect for North Adelaide right after quarter time, especially. He's brought Morton and Noonan into the game.
He's at half back on the left boot. Brings it back towards centering. Up goes Pitt. Norwood before the game, 5's on. A few people took that silly price. I wasn't one of them. They try and work it out. And once again it comes to a standstill between centre wing and right half forward for the Redlegs. 23 minutes, 18 seconds gone. The Roosters by 4.
Well, the Roosters fully deserve to be in this position. Norwood haven't been playing well over the last month, but they've been still winning, and here's they still got a chance, don't get me wrong, as it comes to Clements. But the defence of North Adelaide, Viney, looking out at them, Phillips has been great. That centre half back, Davis, has also been back into form. Norwood are really going to have to need Jarman and McIntosh to do something here. Harvey's been great all night. Big Jimmy West is back over there. He's into the ruck, but the big Roses, well, he continues to bloom here at Football Park as it comes to Gerke. Here they go, the Roosters. Comes to Noonan. Down to the outer side. They've got hold of it again. It's Collins. Fires the ball in, but all the Norwood players are up forward. What can they do? It comes into Jeffries. What can he do? No, he punches the ball out. Punches the ball over the top. It comes to Rowe. He slips just at the wrong time, but Noonan, he pours the ball in front. Jeffries down there also. It's a run for the ball as Hodges kicks it off the ground. Here they go, the Roosters. What can they do? Over the outer side. I think it's young Jeffries there, no, it's Laddams. He goes onto the left foot, but it's over to the old Jars. And Jars pushes it off to the policeman, and Pitt pushes the ball out to the outer side to McIntosh.
Hit to McIntosh. They've got to go hard now, the Redlegs. He plays on. Inspirational stuff up towards centre-half forward. West hasn't taken a mark all night. He still hasn't. He couldn't quite trap it. It goes to ground. North Adelaide desperately dive on the footy. And as the time clock almost hits 25 minutes, you think it's just about all over. North Adelaide might have broken Norwood's run of 10. Up goes the ball again. West does the ruck work. Rosenboom, what a big last quarter. Coming through on the outer side there was Clements. He can't pick it up. Hollett also smart up the ground. Up towards half forward. King and Saunders. King inside 50. He's tackled. Well done there by Rod Saunders. Had a super game. King desperate again. Goes back in after the footy. They tie him up. Just inside the 50 for Norwood. 25 minutes, 20 gone.
Fantastic effort there by Saunders. They looked like a bit of trouble there, but he worked hard and beat a couple of players and forced the ball up.
Last throw of the dice, I reckon, Rick.
Yeah, no question. 25 minutes into the last quarter, and the Roosters lead by 4 points. Norwood's last roll, as you mentioned, they're being great. It comes to King. He flicks it over the top of his head. Punched down by Saunders again. That defence, as I mentioned, have been sensational. The midfielders have been great. Young Noonan's been fantastic. Morton and the big Roses, well, he's really stood up today. What can they do, the Redlegs? Can they really give a yelp here in the last minute? Comes to Morton. He pushes the ball out to the outer side looking for that boundary. And as the North Adelaide trainers just come out of that Etzer box over on the outer side and say, here boundary umpire, you've done a treat. Throw it in, son. I think we've got the chocolates. In she comes. 4 points, the Roosters lead with a couple of minutes to go. Down to Harvey. Jarman, can you get in after the footy? No, he can't. 45 there is Smart, who's kicked a couple of goals. But North Adelaide, their defence has been good, as I mentioned. And the big Roses is down, JC. He's down on his haunches. He's only got a couple of minutes to go, but he's been great tonight.
Yeah, fantastic, Rosenboom. He deserves to be on his knees at the moment.
4 point ball game in seconds remaining. Norwood can't advance forward at all. There must be 18 players around the fall of the footy. And I can't believe it's gone this long. 26:45.
Been a lot of time on with throw-ins and ball-ups though, Wildy, I think. So a lot of starting by the umpires.
Comment there from John Cunningham, and he might be seeing his team go down for the first time in season 1997. Up goes the pill again. It's tapped down, taken by the Redlegs. Harvey, just inside their 50. They need a mark. Oh, the mark is taken by Saunders, who breaks away. That's the last throw of the dice, I reckon. Comes out to Sutherland. He almost spills it, goes towards the grandstand centre wing. She bounces once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times and goes out of bounds. And even the crowd now, the pro Port Adelaide crowd, starting to come right into it.
Well, the Synovus play of the day, I reckon that was almost it, because they were gone for all money if Saunders hadn't taken the footy. They throw it in right in front of us as the big fella Sanford punches the ball forward. I think the money's gone as Collins comes in and just pushes the ball out of play.
Yeah, it's amazing how Norwood seem to lose by a couple of points in front of Port, no matter whether they're playing or not. It's a bit of a curse, I think.
In she comes. There must be only seconds left as Downsboro's pushing and shoving down there. It comes to Jarman. Can they still get up as it comes to McIntosh, Harvey? They're tackled like a pack of dogs here, I'll tell you. North Adelaide have been fantastic and it goes out of bounds. Well, they've deserved to win. They just didn't start too well as McIntosh gives Viney a little bit of lip and says, have a look at the scoreboard, lad. In she comes. Over the top, the Roses keep on going, son. Ken Norwood pushed out by Morton. He's been great tonight. Money, we've missed you as you walked in. Where are the stats, son? Can you tell me how many touches Morton's had? And there's Parker. No, it's not. It's Sanford, and he's gone down Wilds, but I think they've just about done enough.
Oh, great effort too by the Roosters. They deserve it. They thought they had a chance tonight. We mentioned it was a danger game. They played extremely well. 9-10-64, 9-6-60, 28 minutes 40 gone. Comes down to Harvey. He's played very well to Rowe. Rowe on the right boot. It's all the Roosters. Red and white jumpers. Viney went without it. Coming through is Clements towards West. He's had a shocking night. Off the ground, McCormack. It's rough, it's tough, and they all dive in again. Umpire says, give it to me. And it's approaching 29. In fact, we hit the 29-minute mark now. There hasn't been a goal scored in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, North have really matched Norwood for their physical attack on the ball. It's been a fantastic effort by their players.
I think it's all over, JC. Up they go. Downsborough, McCormack. G. McDermott would be happy with his charges. Hobbs up towards centre-half forward. Up goes West, who can't take it. Roving the crumps with Viney. Did it well to the far side. A match race in two. Lehman goes after it. So too Parker. The youthful legs of North Adelaide will hold sway here. Lehman towards the boundary. casually towards the line. It goes over and out on the far side between centre wing and half forward for the Roosters.
Great game of football here. Sorry, JC, I'm just getting a little bit of excitement here. We've only got, a couple of seconds left, 4 points down. You can have your choice after with your best players, and it'll be great to see who you've had. You're on 5AA, where all the top sportsmen are. There's no question about that. And there's the siren. Final scores, 29.55 minutes into the last quarter, and North Adelaide have done it. They've broken the continuation of Norwood's dominance. 10-1. Norwood, 9 goals, 660. To the Roosters, 9 goals, 1064. This is 5AA footy.
Adelaide's 5AA.
Visions for South Australia.
From a filmmaker's point of view, you can get such a different terrain and such contrasting terrain, and usually it's only 40 minutes from the city. We need to just think creatively about what we can see in other cities internationally.